And there is tonight's national anthem here in Enid, Oklahoma. Breed Selby Stanton is short little 45-minute drive from your house, Casey, about an hour for the rest of us. But again, just a little warm tonight, and we'll see how that plays out. And it kind of comes back to conditioning. Of course, It's been one of the coolest, wettest August months we've ever had. But Coach Beebe was really impressed with his team's condition last week in the scrimmage against Bishop Kelly.
As well he should have been, and they looked very good in that scrimmage. And there is no reason for him not to be anything but very, very excited about the way that his team played and looked a week ago, and the way that things set up in that first scrimmage. You only get one scrimmage now with the 0 week. So having said that, then obviously that scrimmage becomes huge, and you look at the conditioning and all that, and it looked good.
Time now for our Mercy Health Report. Mercy, a great sponsor of Blue Jay football. Chandra Dyer, the trainer once again for the Blue Jay squad. I'm starting to lose to the number of years, Phil, that she has been with not only the football program, but all programs that get through high school. But let's take a look now inside our Mercy Health Report. And unfortunately, in game number 1, there is a Mercy Health Report.
Yeah, there is, Chris. I think it's 10 years, I think, is how long we've had her great services here. But does a great job every year. We've been, unfortunately, the last couple of years keeping her pretty darn busy, Chris.
Yeah.
Of course, this year we've got 2 major starters that are out with injuries to start the season. Gooseby Hector Gooseby, of course, Dominic's brother, but Hector Gooseby out with the back injury, and then Big Ronas, preseason Vipe, all first team, out as well. And I know they haven't got a definitive answer on him yet on how long they think, but both those young men will be greatly missed tonight.
Looking back at this Blue Jay program, coming back is 4-year starter at quarterback Jaxon Waddell. Not the tallest, not the strongest arm, although it is strong enough, but his ability to get the extra yard, his ability to be tough with the football is what has made him the player that he is today.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier about, when we were driving up here, about the quality we most respect about Jaxon is he's just so darn tough. And then you realize sometimes he's so tough you forget that he's pretty darn quick. And we reminisced about last season against a just fully loaded Carl Albert team. I mean, he outran them down the visitor sideline for, I believe it was 60, 70 yards for a score. He's got some wheels. When he gets some room, he can definitely put some distance between him and the folks chasing him.
And Casey, if anyone knows Jaxon Waddell any better than you, he's your starting shortstop.
Tough nut, man. That's that's about the best way I can describe him. And then I've been trying to tell everybody that will listen to me, this kid can run, man. He is a good athlete. All I know is that 2 years ago he ran away from the best team in the state of Oklahoma, the entire defense, and outran Carl Albert on that play at Carl Albert, if you remember. We saw a couple of years ago where he got to open the gate and run through it and outrun people. This is a quarterback that's been in this system a long time, smart kid. Phil, you said it well on the way down. Best quality, obviously, toughness, intelligence, but I'm telling you, he's way more athletic than people want to give him credit. I think you're going to see that this year.
Yeah, I agree. Chris, we were talking, Casey, about just how fast Jaxon is. He's sneaky quick, right, as we would say, but much more athletic. I mean, listen, if you're a starting shortstop on a Casey Porter 5A baseball team, you're an athlete. So he's got some ability, obviously, and there's nothing that'll benefit him more than those 3 years starting experience.
And guys, another question mark coming into tonight's game and into the season is the running back. Gavin Bryson was so well versed a year ago, over 1,000 yards rushing. And tonight in the season, we'll see a few different runners tonight. Jackson's going to be one of those, but we'll see Justin Adams. We'll see Josh Raines a little bit. We could see Kel Coffin back there.
Justin Adams,
and we could also see a variety of players. I mean, C.J. Ward might see some time back there.
Yeah, and I think the good part of this, I think you don't have that one superstar like a Gavin Bryson that's going to go over 1,000 yards, like an Ide Alexander. But what you have are a bunch of different backs that all bring different qualities to the table.
Yeah.
Justin Adams can be a battering ram up inside. C.J. Ward can be the guy that can outrun you. Jaxon Waddell can give you a little bit of both of that. And I think if you combine that with a little RPO game and put a forward pass option with those running backs to keep the defense honest, I think you have a good stable of guys that can do a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, and I think, too, when you look at those running backs, Casey, you talked about it in this heat. It's good that we're 3-4 deep, you know, be able to give people plenty of breaks and stay hydrated in a game like tonight. And I think too, you know, it's always tough when you got to replace a 1,000-yard back like we did last year with Gavin. On a side note, Chris, you talked a little bit about Ida Alexander. Found out today Ida Alexander just graduated from basic training in the United States Army, so very proud of Ida.
That is great.
Yeah, it's outstanding to hear. My son Michael, who's listening right now, Chris, from MacDill Air Force Base down in Florida, you know, he keeps in touch with Ida, and Ida is a proud member of the United States Army, so proud of Ida.
Proud of Ida. I'm glad Pruitt's back there doing push-ups and listening to our broadcast.
Well, he sure can't do any pull-ups, Chris.
Here from Enid all the way to Florida. That's how cool these broadcasts can be.
It's been all the way overseas before, you know. That's the cool part of this video thing is, and even the audio, whenever we went live with it over the internet, it allows people to view it or listen to it anywhere in the world.
Well, my son Jake last year watched from Italy. You know, stationed in Italy in the Air Force. I mean, so a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of cool stuff. A lot of happy grandmas and grandpas in the state of Ohio, Arizona, and California listen to tonight's broadcast as well. Well, we are close to 5 minutes from supposedly kicking this one off, but most of the time kickoff is scheduled for 7, but usually kickoff at 7:07. We are waiting both teams to come out onto the field. And beautiful turf. I think they put this down just a few years ago here in Enid. And this has been a cool series between Guthrie. You know, right, Guthrie's won 4 out of the last 6 of this meeting. If you go back in the series history, going all the way back to 1980, it's deadlock at 4-4. So this is the 9th meeting between these two programs, and it's a natural fit. I think Guthrie's got a great non-district as far as travel and fans interested in that. When you got Enid and Shawnee next week and Ponca City the following week.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I love the fact that, you know, you put yourself out there to where you might not win those games in non-district, instead of being a coach that maybe wants to go 3-0 and pad the winning column for your own record and then dive into districts really not knowing what you have. I'd rather have it the way that Coach Beebe's approached it and just fire off with Enids and Poncas and these types of teams that we've seen in the past can beat you. Ponca beat us 2 years ago. Well, they didn't beat us. I guess that game never ended with the weather delay. Enid defeated us a year ago. So you play those types of teams. They're 6A1, now at the Enid 6A2, Ponca City. You put yourself in jeopardy of losing, but I think in doing so, you prepare yourself and your kids for district play.
And as we mentioned in our Mercy Health report, Jamal Ronas out with the injury tonight. That moves Parker Rainey from the defensive side to the offensive side. And the Jays have taken pride trying to go one-way players, and like a lot of these 6A schools do that we see. But that's, you know, Parker, a good staple on the defensive side now, learning curve on the offensive line. We'll see how it plays out tonight.
Yeah, and last year he played what people are calling now that H-back. It's that fullback hybrid. OSU calls it a cowboy back. And he didn't catch a lot of passes. He was blocking a lot this year, so because of that, they moved him to guard.
Yeah. Let's go downstairs with tonight's coin toss.
Okay, all right, gentlemen, good luck to both sides tonight. During the ball game, if we have a flag, I'll ask for a white or a blue captain. Step up, I'll explain options. If you want me to repeat the options, ask me to do so, okay? During the game, if we have anything crazy start with teammates, you guys take care of it so we don't have to, okay? All right, Mr. Eisenhower is the head. Eagle is the tail. I'm going to ask you to call it. Before I flip it, I will let it hit the ground. I'll ask you what he called. What do you wish to call?
Tails.
What did he say?
Tails.
Tails. It is a tail. We're flipping for. It is a head.
Well, we lost the toss. That means we're going to win the game, Chris.
Well, if I remember correctly, we weren't the best coin toss winning team last year, right?
Well, that's what we won every game. We won the toss.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember the scenario, but very cool.
Yeah. So we should be in good shape.
Field
we
level.
Go ahead and wrap it up and go home.
Yeah, absolutely. hey, down on the field, you watch both teams warm up. Enid only returns 3 starters on defense.
Yeah.
How do they look on the hoof? Do they look like 6A1?
For them, unfortunately, no. I mean, they're definitely, you can tell they've got more kiddos to pick from to field a team, but you know, they look like a Carl Albert team. Some of the big uglies up front they got more of the big kids, but for the most part, not really. Now, I will say this: they definitely have the most athletic kid on the field tonight, in the Phillips kid.
Yeah, Will Phillips. We'll be talking plenty about him. 6 foot, 200-pound senior running back. Had a great first half before that season-ending injury to our far left corner there He's about to score, got tackled from behind, and again, that bad injury, but as Phil mentioned, was able to rehab, get into the state tournament. Was it the high jump or the long jump or
long jump?
Something very athletic, and so he's been waiting for this time, and here come the Blue Jays out onto the field for the first time here in 2018. It's a short run, and now we'll wait the Enid Plainsmen and lead them onto the field. Will be number 1, Will Phillips, and the Plainsmen at Enid High open up the season at home, and decent crowd on both sides. Still plenty of seats here as the Plainsmen come out onto the field.
Yep, and it's an electric atmosphere. I've always loved this facility. They used to have those neat lights that hung over the bleachers there on the home side. They did away with those, but they put in artificial turf. It's kind of down here, not exactly downtown, but fairly close to downtown. So it's a neat place to watch a high school football game, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Phil, we've gone almost, 20 minutes on the air. We have not had one Lydell car mentioned by Casey Porter yet. So I think we're setting records every time we come to Enid.
He is the greatest player ever come out of Enid.
Well, yeah, well, of course.
His name's right down there, Chris. Right down there is his name.
If you didn't know he was the greatest player in Enid history,
stay tuned.
Well, Oklahoma high school football history, stay tuned. Yeah, you'll know it by the end of the night.
and the thing, it just hit me. Last year we were talking about it, and when it gets dark time, the light on the sign lights up. Lydell.
Oh yeah, and Lydell Carr is the one that you will see the brightest, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Lydell Carr stand out here at Enid High School, went on to play at the University of Oklahoma. Well, Blue Jays will come out onto the field. David Vargas, and Phil, he is one of the big-time players on this football team. He has a long leg. He kicked a couple field goals in this game a year ago, but David Vargas, 6'1", 200-pound senior.
Well, I mean, he's got a strong leg, mule leg, if you will, and is a definite weapon for the Blue Jays, both defensively and then obviously for PATs and field goal attempts. But, you know, great defensive asset if he can get that ball in the end zones, pin people back there on the 20 to start the game.
When he gets the football, he's going to put it inside the far hash mark at the 40-yard line. And we're about to kick this one off left to right.
Phil, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Chris, you ready to go?
It's here.
All right. It's time for football 2018. Here come your men in black kickoff style. Let's get it on.
Back deep for the Plainsmen. No surprise, number 1, Will Phillips. Again, 6', 200-pound senior. And we are waiting for the official whistle from the referee. Both crowds making some noise as we kick off an exciting football season. The Blue Jays will be home the next 2 weeks. Shawnee next week, Ponca City the following week inside the Rock, and then a bye week, and then district play. But first things first, Guthrie Enid.
This promises to be a very, very even matchup. Yeah. I think these are two teams that have good players. I think you're going to see two teams that are extremely evenly matched, which makes it that much more fun in week 1. Listen to this crowd. People in the state of Oklahoma are ready for high school football, and it is here.
Jay spread across the 35-yard line. Vargas approaches the ball. We're underway. 2018. Will Phillips angling to his right, kicks, fields it at the 1-yard line. Quickly to the 10, stops at the 15, makes a guy miss at the 20, to the 25, and down at the 32-yard line. Brought down by the Blue Jay, K. Gugasberg. And here come the Enid Plainsmen. They lost 4 quarterbacks a year ago, so they're going to move their wide receiver over to play quarterback tonight. It was a back-and-forth contest, but starting tonight, we do believe, will be number 5, Titan Stevens, 5'10", junior.
Just watching him warm up in pregame. Obviously does not have the fluidity of Scrimmager, but it was not necessarily arm strength that Scrimmager had. It was his ability to make decisions when plays broke down that beat the Blue Jays a year ago. We'll see if this new guy has it this year.
31-yard kick return, first play of scrimmage. It's going to be a keeper by Stevens leading the way is Will Phillips. On the far sideline across the 35, near the 40-yard line. Enid Plainsman, nice play on first down.
And here's another issue you have if you're a Blue Jay fan. This is the game that ended the season for Will Phillips a year ago when he tore his leg up. And so he has that little bit of extra motivation knowing that this was the team that ended his season. Yep. So you take a thoroughbred like him, you give him a little bit extra motivation. That sure worries you.
7-yard run by Stevens. They hand it off to Will Phillips for the first time, trying to stretch it out on the near side. Now cuts it at the 40, lowers the show at the 45, down at the 47-yard line. Needed just 3, picks up more than that as the Plainsville had a first down at the 47.
And really not contested till he had about 5 yards. Finally, C.J. Ward came up and lowered his head, but I can tell you right now, Phil saw that with his own eyes. If you're a safety and or a corner and Will Phillips has 7 or 8 yards of head steam before you have to take him on, that's not going to last all night. That's not very fun, what C.J. Ward just had to do. And you can already see he's holding his shoulder a little bit. That hurts, man.
7-yard pickup on first down, 9-yard pickup on second down. First down and 10 for the Plainsmen. Ball's on the near hash mark, and we'll have a penalty flag thrown by the near official. Offsides on the Blue Jays, so it'll be first down and 5. First penalty of the year on the Blue Jays.
Well, you're thinking offensively, a team that has breaking in a brand new quarterback. They have Will Phillips in the backfield. They're going to want to run the ball a lot. So if you can get them behind the chains with penalties, that would play a lot. And that's the reverse. If you give them penalties in a short yardage situation, it's a double whammy.
From the Guthrie 47, first down and 5 pass is incomplete, intended for the tight end, number 82, Abraham Ramirez. And one quick note on defensively, we mentioned the injury to Hector Gooseby. That moves Tervey Williams to the linebacker spot and Kel Kaufman to the safety spot.
It sure does, and anytime you do that, you know, not only does it mess with your personnel, it messes with your mesh, and then it makes it a little harder to trust the guy next to you that he's going to do his job. So the Blue Jays are going to have to play sound, even though they're replacing a lot of different positions.
Second down 5 from the Guthrie 48, ball on the near hash mark. Shotgun snap, handoff to Phillips up the middle at the 45, first down and more. Bounces to the outside to the 40, bounces out again to the 35, 30, gets a block at the 25, 20. There is a flag down at the 34-yard line, but a big run of about 25 plus yards for Will Phillips, but a portion of this will be coming back.
Sure will. We're going to have a block in the back, and I do not think whenever you back that up from the 37 back to the 47, it'll be very close as to whether it's a first down or not. This is either going to be second down in a matter of inches, or it's going to be another first down and 10. I think if I'm a Blue Jay fan, which obviously we all are, I would rather this go ahead and be a first down and 10 instead of second down in about 2 inches. We'll see how it works. After they march this off, we'll see how that ends up. I think that's just barely a first down. They may have to bring out the chains to measure for this. Well, no, they went ahead and gave it. So I think that's a break for the Blue Jays, that ended up being a first and 10 instead of second and inches.
And instead of inside the 20,
yep,
they're at the 43-yard line.
That's the good part of it. The bad part of it is you've shown very little resistance to the downhill rushing game. That's just the old veer play that they're running, and Will Phillips does a great job on it.
First down and 10, pass play over the head of the intended Plainsman receiver on the coverage for the Blue Jays. Was number 7, the sophomore, Kaden Ballard Stevenson, getting his first varsity start as a Blue Jay.
And Kaden Ballard Stevenson, I promise you, I am on his train. He is a tremendous player, lots of confidence in himself, and you know he'll get tested early, as the Plainsmen are going to want to get a bunch of easy completions for Harkness, their quarterback. They've had a couple little sprint outs and just a little flood play 2 different times, and he's overthrown his receiver twice. Correction, that is Titan Stevens. I was in Blue Jay mode there, partner, but Titan Stevens for the Plainsmen, and he has overthrown both of them, probably just a little too juiced up.
Will Phillips comes out, so insert younger brother, Tellen Phillips, 5'9", 184-pound junior, came on late, had over 400 yards rushing last year. Lines up just behind the quarterback, Titan Stevens, on a second down and 10 play from the 43. Stevens will keep it and will run on the left side to the line of scrimmage, getting to the 41, down to the 40. On the tackle for the Blue Jays, it was Tervey Williams, the linebacker, and 42, J.D. Creedfield coming from the safety spot.
And you run that play. Of course, the first play of the game was a quarterback sweep that went for a first down. You run that play thinking, well, we had a penalty. We kind of got behind the chains. We overthrew the first down pass. Now we've got to get positive yardage because we're in plus territory in case we want to go for it on fourth down.
Pickup of 3, third down and 7 from the Guthrie 40-yard line. Ball's on the near hash mark. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers set. Stevens wants to throw, and he makes his first pass count for a catch. It's at the 35, about 3, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down, but after missing on his first 3 pass attempts, Stevens does complete his first pass.
Interesting, Will Phillips not in the game.
Came out.
Fourth down and 2, still not in the game. That's an interesting development.
Here we see the up-tempo
Trying to draw
offense.
the Blue Jays off. probably either take a delay game or call a timeout or run a play with 1 second on the clock. Check with me.
3 receivers on the far side, and it's over the head of Stevens all the way back to midfield, and the ball still is picked up at the 50, at the 40, at the 30. This one's going to the house. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Blue Jays off the turnover of the Enid Plainsman. In for 6, it's number 36, Campbell Leach. Just like that, Blue Jay defense. We were talking about how the offense was going to score, and the first points of the year come from the defense. Campbell Leach, right spot, right time.
Right spot, right time, and you force them into a 4th down, and I love that song. Wow. And if you ever needed to get off to a good start on the road against the team that defeated you a year ago and get some confidence going, that's how you do it.
David Vargas will come on for the PAT. And I didn't quite see who the Blue Jay was to basically, was it Gooseby that blocked the quarterback from trying to get to the ball that allowed Campbell Leach to pick it up. Vargas on for the PAT.
Well, and that's why the Blue Jays so many times in big games like this want to start with their defense first, and they certainly did that. Not only did you get a 3-and-out field position to play that game, you actually got points on the board. Now you rely on your good kicker to get the extra point, and there it goes. And the Blue Jays now have a 7-0 lead.
Blue Jays with 9:53 to play in the first quarter on top of the Plainsmen. High score 7-0, and our computer is having a hard time getting these commercials played, so we will keep it here for this first break.
Okay, sounds good to me, and I'll talk with Phil about that, but you got to see the defense personally, and did you see anything? We mentioned, Phil, that Will Phillips was not on the field. Of course, it wouldn't have mattered on the 4th down play because it was a bad snap. Anything that you saw that led him to not be on the field both on the 3rd and 4th down play?
It's equipment. We had a helmet problem, I believe. And you know, he's back in there now getting ready to receive the kickoff, so they obviously got the equipment fixed. But I want to say something. Campbell Leach, you know, that guy last year came on strong, quick, very active, always in the middle of everything, and it definitely showed on that play.
No doubt. He's had a great pre-camp here, and he had a great junior campaign a year ago. And he's a kid that's, you know, he's a program kid. Yep. He's developed his body through the program. He's kept working. And by the time you're a senior, you're pretty darn good. And, boy, that was a great way to start.
I just like his motor, you know. I mean, he's always going. He's always in the middle of things. And, you know, we're going to have to win games with plays like that this year. I mean, we're going to need that kind of stuff to go on. I know Kelly Beebe's happy to get some points from the defense to start the year.
And after this kickoff, we'll have our first John Vance Motor scoring summary, and that's a good thing because it's going to be a Blue Jay scoring summary, and it's going to be a quick one as well. It's
not a scoring summary. It's more of a scoring play or event, I guess you could call it. And it was a very happy event if you're a Blue Jay fan.
So David Vargas will tee it up right where he did to begin the ball game, just inside the far hash mark at the 40-yard line. Back deep for Enid is Will Phillips inside the 5-yard line.
And you also have a new quarterback that Enid's breaking in. He overthrew 2 passes, ducked 1 out for a 3rd down completion, and then missed the 4th down play over his head. Of course, that wasn't his fault, but you got to think that shook him up a touch too.
Be careful here. Kick it in the end zone if you can.
And I got to think getting down early, Enid's going to rely on number 2 to get back in this game, being Will Phillips, number 1. Will Phillips. Number 2 is the other Phillips.
This one will be returnable from the 5-yard line on the far side out to the 10, 15, 20, still far side 30, 35, 40, 45, and finally tripped up at midfield. And that's why we're talking about you got to be careful here because you have all the momentum. You don't want to go away. And then there is another penalty flag down on the field back at the 26-yard line. And another thing to watch throughout the night is we saw Titan Stevens, the starting quarterback, on kickoff return. So we'll see how much shape he's in when he gets late in the ball game.
Enid has 5A situations in the sense that they have to, between special teams, offense, and defense, almost all their good players has to play in at least 2 out of 3 of those units. And, you know, that's very difficult. Remember, it was a flag last time that got Enid backed up. Instead of they would be inside the 20, and they weren't able to overcome that. I think they picked this flag up, though.
They did, so the ball would be marked at midfield, far hash mark.
Phillips has that feel to him. Every time he touches it, you just hold your breath, don't you?
It's going to happen. It's just how many times is it going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
9:45 to play first quarter. Guthrie with a 7-0 lead. Phillips with the flag thrown, takes the handoff, bouncing it to the outside, and he'll have the shortest run of the night by 3 yards. But the flag thrown, we'll see how this one comes up.
I think that's going to be offsides on the defense again. Unless it was an illegal formation, it would have to be. If it was a false start, they'd have stopped the play. So
John Vance Motor scoring summary, 40-yard fumble recovery for Campbell Leach. 46 yards, took 6 seconds, and at the time had 9:53 left on the first quarter. Guthrie 7, Enid 0. That's your John Vance Motor scoring summary. And now on the first quarter game clock, we have 9:37.
Yeah, and what that was a sideline warning on Guthrie. So that's the first one of the evening. No big deal, just don't get any more.
So a pickup from the 50. In between the 47 and 48-yard line, the stats guy will have a 2-yard pickup, but it's closer to 2nd down and 7, however you want to look at that. Enid looking at the sideline. Of course, most teams don't huddle anymore. Enid, one of those that up-tempo offense.
Offensively or defensively.
And now they'll line up with 3 receivers on the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Shotgun formation, Will Phillips on the right side. He'll get the call, and we'll have a flag down. And is this any surprise to kind of see the flags early in week 0?
Yeah, it can tend to be a little sloppy, especially when, you know, obviously you haven't been in a game situation. Add on to that, these teams are playing week 0 games, so you only get 1 scrimmage. So it can make it difficult to not be extremely sloppy.
So the penalty will move it back into Plainsman territory at the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Blue Jays shift defense line right to left. Out the pass, Stevens plants the feet. Wide open, caught inside the 35 to the 30, and tackled at the 31. Flag late, and the catch by Abraham Ramirez, who was wide open at the 31. But again, a flag came in as soon as the tackle was being made.
Well, is it going to be post catch, or it's going to be pads? Is this going to be before the catch or after? Which, if it was after, it'd probably still end up being a 1st down. If it was before, that would be offensive holding, and you go back to the line of scrimmage.
So we see another big play by Enid, brought back partially here by the flag. And
this was post catch.
Yes.
That's the big part of that. Obviously, Enid does not like the fact that they had a holding penalty, but it does go back behind the yard to gain. Now you're, instead of 10 yards down the field, you're still in 2nd down and about 1.5.
We have not even played 3 minutes of this game, and it feels like it's been going on for about an hour. Of course, all these flags do not help.
And I think you'll see it slow down a touch as the game goes on. The heat starts wearing down on these players. But Ramirez is the offensive threat in the passing game. Will Phillips is the threat in the running game.
It's on the press box. 2nd down and 1. Screen pass on the far side. It's caught by the Plainsman, breaks the tackle, and he was down at the 39-yard line. J.D. Coonfield with the touchdown saving tackle, but it is good enough for a 1st down. Jaden Dimercut, the 5'3" junior, just 150 pounds, has the reception and the 1st down.
You notice the type of passes that Enid's going with early on for their quarterback, Stevens. A lot of just little flood routes to their tight ends, everything's to their bigger receiver, guys that he believes, and then just little quick passes to their receivers. Very easy passes that are easy to complete to get his confidence going early in this game. Very intelligent on Enid's part.
Plainsman break home. 1st down and 10 from the Guthrie 39-yard line. 9:15 to play first quarter. Stevens drops the football, goes back, breaks a tackle at the 50. Now Blue Jays trying to bring it down. C.J. Ward will bring him down and out of bounds at the 47, 48-yard line. So we see Stevens perhaps taking his eye off the ball for the 2nd time, and it will cost them not a touchdown this time, but several yards.
And certainly that's a lack of confidence after the first snap went over his head on the 4th down, and you had the scoop and the score. And when you have a kid that's never played varsity, and it's his first experience, it's at home, you've only had 1 scrimmage, it's very difficult if you lose your confidence early in the game, and I think we're seeing that right now as we speak from this young quarterback.
A loss of 7 back to the Guthrie 46-yard line sets up a 2nd down and 17. 8:52 and rolling in the first quarter. Guthrie on top, 7-0 after a 40-yard fumble recovery. Scoop and score. Stevens, shotgun, looks to throw, looks far side, wide open. Phillips caught at the 44 and look at the speed. He's quickly to 30, to the 25, 20, and driven out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And kind of like what Oklahoma State's going to do this year with Justice Hill, you got to find Justice Hill because they're going to get it to him somehow, whether he's right in the running back spot or at the wide receiver spot.
Yeah, and that's a back out, so that's a linebacker responsibility. And when you're talking about linebackers, especially guys like Terkel, who are just breaking in to that part of the defense, trying to cover backs as talented as Will Phillips, that makes it extremely, extremely difficult to do. And boy, just a good job by the Blue Jay defense of not allowing that to go all the way, because that easily could have happened.
32-yard pickup for Will Phillips. That's going to have what the Jays have got to stop all night long. Terkel Williams, by the way, with the tackle. First down and 10 from the 14. Williams up the middle, stop at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by the Blue Jay. Was it, Campbell Leach, number 36. And again, he had a high, what Coach Beebe said, a high motor in the Bishop Kelly scrimmage. Now he wore down a little bit, but he made play after play for this defense last week in that scrimmage.
Yeah, and the problem you don't like about this is that it's very hot, and your defense, although you got the lead, your defense is the defense that's been on the field the entire time, and we're almost halfway through the first quarter. That is not a good situation as hot as it is.
4 minutes gone by. Guthrie offense yet to come onto the field, but have a 7-0 lead. And that ball goes over the quarterback's head again. Able to get some positive yards this time, though. He had to break a tackle there as Dominic Gooseby went by him, and Dominic's slow to get up, but the quarterback Stevens was able to, what looked like might have been 3 or 4 yard loss, was able to pick up 3 or 4.
And I can tell you another thing that's happening to the center here is that 6A teams are not used to facing a straight-up zero-tech nose guard. When I say zero-tech, I just mean a defensive player that's directly over the center. And so when you have a guy breathing down your neck like that, it makes it that much more intimidating to try to get the snap off.
Third down and 7 from the 11-yard line. Stevens lobs it up for the tight end, and he makes a great one-handed catch, and guess who it is? Will Phillips, but there is a flag down at the 10-yard line, and it's coming back. Wipe off the 6 points. Great athletic play there by Phillips.
Boy, and that's going to come back from the 10. That's going to be it's going to be 3rd and 16 by the end of this. I don't know what that signal is.
I'm not sure what that is either.
You don't know what kind of...
Illegal touching.
We had an illegal touching?
Yeah, Phillips must have been covered.
Phillips might have been covered up. Were they touching?
Yeah. Well, if you have a guy that's on the line of scrimmage outside of you, and then you're on the line of scrimmage, you are an eligible receiver. And so that's the only thing I can think would have happened there.
Big play again, brought back by flag, and the Plainsmen are going to line up for what appears to be.
No, it wouldn't be a loss of down, would it? Illegal touching's a loss of down, I guess.
So they will bring on the field goal unit here. Creed Skidmore, 5'10" junior, will line up for the field goal. It'll be about 33 yards straight on, and be trying to get between the uprights on the left side of the radio dial. And before that, another flag, and it's going to be a delay of game. And now what do you do?
Well, it would be a 33 from there. It's looking at a 38-yard field goal. And well, I'm not tempted just to put in your biggest receiver and just throw a lob ball up to him and see if he can catch it.
The tight end's been open.
Ramirez
and Phillips have both been open.
You also could. I've never seen it from this close, Sam, but the option there is the quick kick.
Almost a 39-yard field goal attempt. Again, it is straight on for the junior Creed Skidmore. The Blue Jays keep the Plainsmen off the board in 2 offensive trips, trying to get the Jays on the offense to the field. Good snap, good hold. The kick will not make it. It hits the crossbar and comes back into play. It is no good. There is a little bit of a wind going that way, and he needed every bit of that. It falls short on the 39-yard field goal attempt, and the Blue Jay defense holds and now have a 7-0 lead. With that, we'll take a timeout. 7:05 to play first quarter. Guthrie 7, Enid 0. This is Blue Jay football.
Glenda here with Jim and our Red River Roofing crew. You've known us for 16 years of quality roofing services, and we are also proud installers of Diamond Coat pre-finished siding.
This quality wood siding product is scratch resistant, comes in custom color option, and will actually increase your home's resale value.
With a 30-year no-fade warranty, this siding is is sure to impress.
Durability is #1, so choose a stylish exterior siding that will last.
Call today to boost your home's curb appeal with beautiful diamond coat siding. Visit us at redriverroofing.com.
Fdic Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. Fdic Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out Fdic Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. Fdic Bank is a neighbor you can count on. Fdic Bank, member FDIC.
We've seen the best part of Enid's team, at least if you're going on what last year presented for the Plainsmen, and that's their offense. They've gone pretty much at will inside the 20s, but thanks to a turnover, a scoop and score for the Blue Jays, and now a missed field goal, they have no points, and the Blue Jays have the lead 7-0 for their first snap offensively of the year.
Caught it, Brody Hinkle at the 30-person time, 35, and almost had it. If he stayed on his feet one last time, he's gone to the house, but he's down at the 39-yard line. 19-yard pickup, and welcome Blue Jay offense to the ball game.
And that's what we're talking about with Jaxon Waddell. Anytime he's going to nudge fake a run, you draw safeties and linebackers to that run, you pull it out and you have receivers on the other side that are going to be wide open, and that receiver was Brody Hinkle.
Brody Hinkle for the Blue Jays, 5'10", 155-pound senior. Marcellus Owens in at receiver. As Blue Jays have 3 receivers set. Jaxon Waddell will hand it off to Adams, and Adams is hit at the line of scrimmage, and he might have picked up 1 yard and from the 40 to the 41-yard line.
And if those RPO-type plays are going to be successful, then you're going to have to run the ball at least a little bit and make that defense honor the run to where you can direct safeties, linebackers, defensive ends where you want them to go to open up passing lanes.
And you look at it, Phil and Casey, Titan Stevens, the quarterback on defense, yep. Will Phillips on defense. Both big offensive players, both special team players. We'll see how it plays out. 2nd down and 8 for the Blue Jays. In there on to Marcellus Owens on a little jet play, and he's hit after a 2-yard pickup from the 41 to the 43. So the Blue Jay offense, with under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, will have a 3rd down, and we'll call it about 6 or 7.
Offense is all about being unpredictable, and it's about creating balance. Well, the Blue Jays have been unpredictable. They've faked a run and passed. They've run the ball up the middle. Now they've run the ball wide. They have done anything and everything they can to be unpredictable and balanced at the same time in the first 3 plays.
Max Manford checks into the lineup for the Blue Jays. He'll go to the far side along with Talik Jackson, a new Blue Jay, a transfer in from Moore Public Schools. Kel Coffin, no, excuse me, that is Max Manford in the slot. He goes into motion from left to right. Excuse me, that's going to be Kate Gugesberg. I'll get it right. Jackson caught by Brody Hinkle in Enid territory for a 1st down at the 47-yard line. And Phil Nichols, what a catch that was.
That was a great catch for Brody. I mean, that kid runs great routes, got great hands. Program kid, really came along. He's going to have a heck of a year, I think.
And he's also a kid that Jaxon Waddell has played multiple sports with his entire life, so you can see the comfort level between those two.
Yeah, no doubt. That ball was thrown before he turned.
Brody now with 2 catches, that one for 10 yards. Blue Jays 1st down and 10 at the Plainsman 47. 3 receivers to the far side. Ball's on the near hash mark. So is Brody Hinkle at the receiver spot. Jackson wants to throw. Screen pass caught out by CJ and runs right into the blocker. Now we have a flag down with the tackle is number 3, Jaden Dimercut. We'll see what the flag is here. Jays had the first penalty of the night on defense. We might have our first one here on offense because it looked like there was a hold right in front of CJ.
Now the question is, do you want it to be 1st and 20 or 2nd and 10? Seeing that it's in plus territory, no brainer. You back them up. You make it 2nd and 10. But I'll tell you what, Jaxon Waddell, that right arm. I mean, you see what the difference between the Enid quarterback who's never played before and the experience of Jackson, just the difference in composure between the two. It's a whole lot of difference.
Jackson receiver to the far side along with Kate Gugesberg. To the near side is C.J. Ward and Brody Hinkle. Penalty back in the Guthrie territory at the 43-yard line. 1st down and 20. Jackson lines up at tight end now on the right side. A little handoff play to Adams. Breaks the tackle, 45 to midfield. Over to the Enid 45. And finally brought down at the 43. Good looking run there of about 15, 14 yards by Adams. And Blue Jays will have a much manageable 2nd down play after a 1st down and 20 play.
This is defense for Enid, is what you call a 3-4. They have 3 down linemen and nose guard directly over the center and 2 tackles that are over the offensive tackles, and you can get a rushing game going against this defense, and I'll explain it as we go on.
14-yard pickup for Adams. 2nd down and 5 from the Enid 43. 4-man front for the Plainsmen. Jays will line up with 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. And now quarterback Jaxon Waddell will look over at the sideline. And the Jays offensive group of coaches will relay the new play in here. Jaxon hands it off to Adams, hit by a brick wall, but after a 2-yard pickup to the 41-yard line. So Jays will have a 3rd down. We'll call about 3 upcoming.
It's a little cutback play. Yep. You know, you fake that inside zone one way, and then you cut it back to usually the boundary side of the field. You try to hinge a tackle on the other side, meaning you try to get them to run outside, where when you cut it back, you have a wide open hole. And the Blue Jays did it great on the first time they ran it. Enid was ready for the 2nd time.
3rd and 4 officially needs a 37-yard line. Brody Hinkle in the motion from left to right. Jaxon rolls to the right side, gets a block, plants the feet, comes near side with the pass. It's caught by Jaxon at the 35, breaks a tackle, gets to the 30, and the Plainsmen will finally bring him down at the 27-yard line. Fleck Jaxon, Casey, he looks the part, and we see his first catch there. It could be a fun season to watch him.
All he's got to do is turn around and box his defender out, and his body is too big for a defender to get around him and knock it down. And Jaxon Waddell had heat in his face and was able just to step up just a touch and deliver a great football on 3rd down.
Fleck Jaxon, by the way, 6'5", 225. I don't think that does him justice. And Adams will get the carry on 1st down, cuts it up as this one started at the 27, fumbles the football. It's still loose, and I think Guthrie might have jumped back on that, and luckily they do, as the ball will be pointed around the 22-yard line, about a 5-yard pickup on the fumble play.
Not only did you get the ball back, you got a 2nd and 5 out of it. And you have David Vargas's big leg with the wind. I don't see a floor. Where's the flag at? The wind's going to be in your face here, but David Vargas can certainly make it from there. So you have anything and everything available to you offensively as the Blue Jays with the lead, milking that clock as it just went under 2:10.
Fleck Jaxon, by the way, that catch was good for 14 yards. Then we had a run play for 5 yards. So 2nd down and 5, 2:06 to play in the 1st quarter. Guthrie on top, 7-0. That score came defensively for the Blue Jays on a scoop and score by Campbell Leach.
Guthrie just looks like the more experienced, more veteran, more prepared team.
Just a reminder, if you missed the pregame show, Enid returns only 3 starters from last year's ball club.
And this is a Guthrie team that has really, really rededicated itself in the offseason, worked as hard as they possibly could. It's been a good pre-camp.
Hey, Phil, I just got a text message. Doug Russell listens to the broadcast, gives us some great insight, but won't be surprised to hear that Fleck Jaxon is the cousin of Montel and Michael Hayes.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me at all. That explains the 6'5".
Yeah. So after that long conversation by the officials, and I'm not sure what that was, Phil, but Craig's got it. Okay. We'll explain that here in a second. Kel Kaufman on a 1st down and 10 play will take it from the 22-yard line down to the 15-yard line. So here's what happened. Guthrie fumbled the ball. Enid got the football, but then Guthrie got it back after that, changed the possession.
Oh, wow.
1st down.
Wow, and that's why the Enid players were all saying that they had the ball, because they did.
They did.
For a 2nd or 2 and then fumbled it back.
And again, I'm taking 0 credit for that. That's all Craig Fleck. Johnny on the spot, as he is usually.
And the Blue Jays are not having to do a whole lot other than just turn around and hand the ball off to Justin Adams, Kel Kaufman, then complete some timely passes to keep the chains moving.
That was Kaufman's first carry of the night for 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 from the Enid 16-yard line. Gooseby, the tight end on the right side. Here comes an option play. Jaxon will option at the last second. Kaufman gets it and dives at the 15-yard line. So a pickup of 1 yard. And that will bring up a 3rd down and 3 play. 109, 108 to play in the 1st quarter. Guthrie 7, Enid 0.
Yeah, pitch option to the wide side of the field is not a play that a whole lot of teams run. A whole lot of the Blue Jays run it just enough to keep you honest, and that's because it runs sideways so long. Even if it looks open, guys are so fast nowadays, they're able to close the gap.
3rd and 3 on the near hash mark at the 15-yard line. 3 receivers sit. Fleck Jaxon, the receiver, all by himself here on the right side, the short side of the field. One-on-one coverage. We'll see if the safety slips over. Timeout taken by Guthrie. We'll take a timeout with them. 34 seconds playing the first quarter. Guthrie 7, Enid 0. This is Blue Jay football.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. When it comes to Guthrie Bluejay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
Blue Jays, Ray Cuttle coming out onto the field for a third down and 3 play from the Enid 15-yard line. 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Guthrie 7, Enid 0. Chris Evans, Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Kel Evans with you here in Enid, Oklahoma. Week 0, opening week of high school football. Jaxon Waddell is in the shotgun. Kel Kaufman's on his left side. 2 receivers set. Got a couple tight ends in there. Jackson lead play. Kaufman leading the way. Jackson will try to fight for it. He will be close, but I think we'll see. For progress, we'll take it from the 15 to the 13 in case they need it to 12. Yep. So do you kick into the win with David Vargas, or do you trust your offense to get 1 yard?
I know I trust David Vargas. Yes. I trust him more than anything on the field right now.
Jackson's helmet came off.
Yeah, which means you either have to use a timeout to get him back in, or you have to put another quarterback in, which eliminates any idea of going 4-on-4. So you either call a timeout, figure out what you want to do, or kick the field goal.
They got a full minute to think about it. As
Jackson's the holder too, so you have to call a timeout.
End of the first quarter, Guthrie 7, Enid 0. What will the Jays do? Come back and find out. This is Guthrie Bluejays football.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
What a great time of year. Blue Jay football, tailgating, bands, fans cheering, and the excitement that comes with America's favorite sport. At John Vance Auto Group in Guthrie, we're excited about our huge selection of new Fords, GMC, Cadillac, Buick, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, each competitively priced and with a free lifetime powertrain guarantee. Come see us or shop us at vanceautogroup.com.
John Vance Auto Group, it's all true.
I-35 exit 153 in Guthrie.
John Vance Auto Group.
Enid has had the ball for 4 minutes and 55 seconds to begin the ball game, but since then, it's been 7 minutes and 5 seconds currently for this Blue Jay offense on the field.
Well, you can at least try to draw them off if you're not going to run a play, but goodness gracious.
Snap, Kaufman wasn't ready for it, picks it up, and now should have thrown it away. Instead, will be tackled at the 31-yard line. And do remember, Jaxon Waddell had to come off because his helmet came off, and so that play really had nowhere to go.
That was the biggest reason why I think kick was probably of Coach Beebe when he reanalyzes this game. Of course, and he's usually conservative because he is a defensive guy, and he always takes the points. But
the offense was moving so well.
It was. It's
tough.
What I'm trying to tell you is I commend him for making that decision.
Yes,
because he's telling his kids early on in this season, guys, we're not doing this thing conservative. we're going to win these games. Right. We're doing anything and everything we can to win these games. That's the way I'm going to coach. That's the way I want you to play.
Now, unfortunately, this penalty is going to go against Enid, but it's going to be after the play, and so it'll be Enid football. It'll just be probably around the 15, 16-yard line instead.
And penalties have been a big factor for Enid tonight. I know you got the stats right in front of you with Craig Fleck, the greatest stats man in the history of statmen, working over there. And boy, there has been some untimely penalties for the Plainsmen.
Yeah, I'm just afraid to move this computer here that plays all of our commercials. I like to pull up our stats. As you see there, Calvin's on the camera tonight for our video crowd. The student body making the trip up here, about an hour drive, and good crowd here as we have trying to figure out what the official offsetting penalties. Replay the down.
Well,
does that bring Jaxon back in?
The penalty. They're saying the penalty, I guess, was during the play? Huh.
Yeah, they were offsetting. Penalties were offsetting.
But it sure looked like the personal foul on Enid was after the play was over. That's what's confusing.
And now Coach Hayes on the far side getting the explanation from the official. And he don't look too happy.
Unless we have offsetting penalties after possession. Yeah. Okay, that's. We did not have offsetting penalties. We had a penalty. Well, he signaled the penalty on Guthrie, which was declined.
Hey, it's the first game for the officials too, right?
And then he said it was Enid ball. So I think what happened was that personal foul was on Guthrie. Hey, I don't know. I'm completely lost. I don't even want to venture a guess at this point. That was.
The officials are now back in the Guthrie sideline trying to explain what happened, and so.
I don't see number 5 on the field. So it looks like Guthrie has the ball, but they're going to have the ball from the 31-yard line.
Are you guessing again?
Well, the referee signaled it was Enid ball. The referee signaled that it was Enid ball.
But I don't see the Enid quarterback.
We don't know what's going on, and neither do any of those referees that are on the field at this point, apparently. He signaled the wrong way. He signaled offsetting. Now he's saying Enid ball again. So, final decision.
Well, you got Blake Priest now, number 6, the quarterback. He was in the quarterback battle with Titan Stevens. He's going to take his first offensive snaps here.
Watch out. You have Will Phillips spread out at the receiver position, not at running back now, and got CJ on him. You know they got something brewing.
Yeah, Blake Priest is now in at quarterback, 6-foot sophomore. And you have Will Phillips at the receiver spot, top of the formation. He took off early, and that will be a false start on the Plainsmen. 9 seconds into the second quarter. Guthrie 7, Enid 0, and
bowling shoe ugly are the penalties so far.
Bowling shoe ugly, yes.
Nothing you wouldn't not expect first game of the season, but boy, again, like Titan Stevens, he had a snap go over his head. He fumbled a snap. He had a scoop and score off of one of them. Now, when you bring in number 6, Blake Priest, you get a penalty first. His first play as a varsity starter is 1st and 15 at your own 26.
Enid 5 penalties for 35 yards. Will Phillips getting the carry here, breaks another tackle. Jay's got a tackle. He's at the far side, 35 to the 40, and finally driven out of bounds just before the 43-yard line. Tackled at the 42-yard line. Jay's got to wrap him up and wait for the teammates to show up.
So, quarterback's new. You're on 26. You just got a penalty. It's 1st and 15. You're backed up. What do you do? Turn around and hand off to Will Phillips,
which is no secret.
No brainer. Yeah. And he run. Well, do we have another penalty? Or did, okay. Looked like he got more yardage than that, but must have stepped out of bounds.
Ball's at the 42 on the far hash mark in Enid territory. Cowboy formation, 3 running backs in there with the quarterback, and Will Phillips is leading that way on the left side, and one of the short runs here for 3 yards as he gets it from the 42 to the 45-yard line. 11:30 to play until halftime. The Golden Chick halftime show.
Phil could tell you better than I could, but Phillips looks a little gassed to me right now. That run looked tired.
And that's why maybe that's why they keep moving him out to the wide receiver spot too.
I'll say this, guys. The only time he's been out of the game tonight was when his helmet was broke.
He's in there now. 2nd down and 7. Priest to throw for the first time, goes to the near side, and it's nicely caught the Guthrie 43-yard line. Pretty good coverage there by the Blue Jays 17, Dominic Gooseby, but a nice pass there by Priest for the pickup.
Yeah, and that was right on the money. And I'll tell you what, the sophomore Stevenson had great coverage.
Excuse me.
But Priest just threw him open, simply put.
Gooseby, Stevenson, not Gooseby, I apologize there. First down and 10 from the Guthrie 43. Priest lobs it up, has a man wide open, incomplete, but here comes a pass interference. And it's probably a good penalty on Kel Kaufman, because if he doesn't make contact, that might be a 6-score play for Damian Remian.
Boy, Priest has brought some energy to this offense, hasn't he? And give Enid credit. With all these spread offenses, guess what they do? They go to the 3-back, what we call cowboy diamond, whatever you want to call it, okay? And they give him max protection. Then they just single up a receiver on the outside and throw it. Great offensive plan.
Bring in the quarterback to throw it, because Will Phillips needs some...
He needs a rest. We just said that a minute ago. And you do it out of a 3-back set. You know why? Because that gives you max protect, and then that also gets everybody in the box, so that singles up your receivers on the outside. It is a tremendous adjustment by this Enid offensive coaching staff, and they're good, I can tell you that.
Football game can be complicated with X's and O's, and it can be easy sometimes.
You know, sometimes coaches make it too hard.
Yeah.
But, you know, you just go 3 backs, max protect, you single up your receivers, you throw it up with a young quarterback.
Same thing here. Diamond formation in the backfield, hand off to Will Phillips, and that one's stuffed. He fumbles the football, picked up by Kaufman. He's at the near side 40, midfield, 45-40, to the 35-30. He's going to scoop and score for the second defensive score. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Touchdown, Kel Kaufman. Strike up the Guthrie High School band.
Recovered by number 6, Kel Kaufman. Touchdown, Blue Jays.
On the strip, Kel Kaufman on the scoop and score. 70-yard scoop and score for Kel Kaufman. The first score of the ball game for the Blue Jays was a 40-yard scoop and score.
Just mentioned it about 3 plays ago. In my opinion, Will Phillips looked tired, right? And I think that fumble had a lot to do with fatigue, and Kel Kaufman got to show off his speed.
On the near side, David Vargas on for the PAT, kicking on the left side of your radio dial, trying to make it a 14-0 ball game. And now the Jays will show something as David Vargas went from the kicker spot to the line of scrimmage, and that drew a flag, and that was not pretty. It's going to be an offsides on the Plainsman, though. And Guthrie will, what do they want to do? I say decline and let David Vargas kick.
Yeah.
And Blue Jays will decide to, well, we don't know. The referee didn't do it right. I think we're going to go for the PAT. I think that one was declined. A lot of guessing today on our part, unfortunately.
No doubt.
Apologize for that.
We do have the referee mic'd up, but he's using the in-house microphone system, so there's not a whole lot we can do.
And now the officials are talking again.
Gosh almighty.
We might be here a little bit longer than expected tonight, but right now, it's all good news right now. Jays on top 13-0, trying to make it 14-0. So the Blue Jays did not decline. They accepted it, but the extra point team remains on the field. Jaxon Waddell is your holder. David Vargas on for the PAT. 10:26 to play until the Golden Chick halftime show. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick, plenty long enough, and it is good. Blue Jays on top, 14-0, second defensive score on the night. Timeout from Enid. This is Guthrie Bluejay Football on 93.7 FM KSBI.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
I'm Brian Terkel with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Bluejay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Bluejays on the high side, 14-0. As David Vargas set the kickoff, Bluejays second defensive score brings us to our John Vance Motor scoring summary. 70-yard fumble recovery by Kel Kaufman. Picks it up, runs 70 yards, took him 9 seconds to do so. 10:26 to play until halftime. That has been your John Vance Motors scoring summary. John Vance Motors, where it's comfortable to buy a car.
Boy, and if you needed confidence for a team on the road to start for the first game of the year, 2 scoop and scores should do it for you.
This one's a short sky kick, bounces up to 23. It's a live football picked up at the 20 by Tellin Phillips, and here comes the return as he gets to the 25 on the near sideline. He fumbles the football on the Guthrie sideline, and it's picked up by the Bluejays. The third turnover by the Plainsmen. This one does not lead to points, but it gives Bluejays inside Enid territory.
When it's been the part of their team that they rely on that's let them down the most, and that's their offense. Their defense gave up a pretty good drive to the Guthrie offense, but did not give up points, got the ball back, and boy, and it's been both Phillips. That's not something you expect, and that is something that is a sight for sore eyes as a Blue Jay.
Blue Jays offense comes back onto the field. Jays have ran 12 offensive plays tonight for 59 yards. And the other side of the ball for Enid, they've had 21 plays for 114 yards, but it's been penalties and turnovers has been the big difference in this one, although Guthrie defense and Guthrie offense have been well so far in this first half.
And I'll say another thing, and Enid has a lot of guys that go both ways, more than Guthrie, at least from their biggest skill guys. Guthrie's in better shape. I'll just say it point blank.
Jaxon Waddell gets a man in motion. They throw it behind the line of scrimmage on a double pass, wide open. Brody Hinkle, can they connect? They do! On a double pass, Brody Hinkle brings in the touchdown from 27 yards out. Struck up the Guthrie band. With the pass, and that's a pretty good first varsity pass for the sophomore.
Oh, and all he had to do was get it out there, and then if you're Brody, all you got to do is make sure and catch it. And the Blue Jays did just that, and Coach Mick knew exactly when to draw up the trick play to go for the jugular, and the Blue Jays executed it to perfection.
Jaxon Waddell to Josh Raines to Brody Hinkle. Well drawn up play. Now Vargas on for the PAT. Guthrie trying to make this a 21-0 ball game. Now the Jays will up and go for 2. Waddell on the lead, play on the right side. He's in for the 2-point conversion, and the Blue Jays lead is now 22-0. Still 10:08 to play until the Golden Chick halftime show. It's a happy Blue Jay squad in Enid. Timeout. This is Blue Jay football.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you had Golden Chick. What do you think? Absolutely delicious. These are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours? Wow. I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. I need this pack.
Hello, Blue Jay family. I'm Pastor Hetty. I want to invite you to North Church Guthrie, where you can expect fun, Bible-centered kids and student ministries, life-giving groups, engaging worship, and powerful messages. I would love to see you and your family at North Church Guthrie this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. at Guthrie Upper Elementary School, where our vision is to love God, love people, and follow Jesus. And remember, God loves you, and go win.
Blue Jays on top, 22-0, and we're back to a happy John Vance Motor scoring summary. Double pass Jaxon Waddell to Josh Raines to Brody Hinkle for 27 yards. One play, of course, 27 yards. Took 14 seconds off the clock. And with 10:08 to play in the first half, Guthrie 22, Enid 0. That scoring summary brought to you by John Vance Motorsports. Comfortable to buy a car. So David Vargas, who has been very, very busy, will kick off once again. This time right to left on the radio dial. Of course, as Craig just said in my ear, it's good to have David Vargas busy with kickoffs and instead of David Vargas being busy with punts.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. We'd rather see that version of Vargas, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. Vargas will kick her right to left on the radio dial. It's another short kick. Worked last time. Fair catch called for this time. And it's brought in by the Plainsman. Number 6 hauling that one in, and Blake Priest, who I would expect would be back in at quarterback. And if so, he will take over at first down and 10 from the Enid Plainsman 24-yard line.
And if you're Enid, you have a younger quarterback. The tendency is to try to score all 22 points in one possession.
Yes.
And just to start throwing the ball over the lot and panicking a little bit. And I assure you, if you do that against the Kelly BB defense, it'll end up being 42-0 before you can blink.
Enid with 114 yards of offense so far in this first half on 21 plays. Play number 22 upcoming with 3 receivers to the far side. Will Phillips behind the shotgun quarterback. And that is indeed Priest in there. He takes it out of the belly with Phillips. They'll run with him on the left side. Gets past J.D. Coonfield out to the 30, to the far sideline. Cuts it up at the 35 and brought down at the 37-yard line. About a 13-yard pickup for the quarterback, Blake Priest. He is the younger brother of Hayden Priest, the linebacker for the Plainsman.
You can tell he just carries himself with a little bit more confidence than Stevens did in this game. And that's the veer package. You know, teams are going back to that old school triple option veer play. You don't have a pitch option to it anymore, but with all the teams that have spread out, you know, you have 3 and 4 receivers. Now you run that downhill veer play. Defenses aren't set up to stop it, and it's become a very good offense for multiple teams.
First down and 10. 4 receiver set, 3 to the near side. Phillips up the middle, and Phillips still moving the pile will go across the 40-yard line. Play will be called dead, just shy of the 43-yard line. About a 5-6 yard pickup.
The downside to all this, if there is one, and I'm being picky, don't get me wrong, I know that, I'm nitpicking. It feels like it's the third quarter by now, doesn't it? But you look up and shoot, there's still 9.5 minutes to go, and when you have Will Phillips and his younger brother Phillips and Priest with the confidence he has and Ramirez at tight end, you know Enid can score 22 points, so you can't sleep on it. You got to keep playing.
Titan Stevens, the quarterback for the Plainsmen on this trip. He wears jersey number 5, Priest is 6, puts in the belly of Will Phillips. He'll cut it up across the 45, in the Guthrie territory, breaking numerous tackles as he goes all the way across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. And about a 19-yard pickup for Will Phillips.
Yeah, and I said Priest carries himself a little more confidence, and that's Stevens. So that tells you that the young man, after taking a series off, kind of got his wits about him, and he looks like a completely different kid on this series.
One of the few players that goes 3 ways for this ball club.
Yeah,
so.
Obviously that's how good he is, and probably plays baseball for Coach Gore here, and he's probably really good at it.
8:46, 8:45 to play till halftime. Guthrie 22, Enid 0. First down and 10 for the Plainsmen at the Guthrie 39-yard line. 4 receiver set. Will Phillips behind the quarterback. Excuse me, that's Tellen Phillips. It gets it across the 35 and stonewalled at the 30-yard line. About a 9-yard pickup, though, as the Plainsmen running game effective on this drive.
So remember last series, they packed the box and they brought in the 3 running backs and the diamond, then tried to throw it. Now this series, guess what they're doing? 4 wide receivers. Now they're trying to run it. So really they're trying to pack the box to throw it, spread the field to run it. They're trying to kind of be the exact opposite of what you'd expect.
Second down and 1, Casey Porter's favorite play, and Phillips runs into the quarterback, and he's going to have to tuck it and run it, and the second and third effort, luckily for the Plainsmen, will give him a couple of yards and good enough for a first down as they were looking on the far side to lob it up one-on-one for the receiver, but got bumped, did Stevens, and so had to tuck it, run, and picks up a few yards, and it's first down and 10.
Got bumped by his own running back, Stevens, and that's just a play where the running back doesn't block as hard as he should because he's expecting the ball to be gone. You make that one chip on your defensive lineman and you think you're good.
3 receivers to the near side. First and 10 from the 27-yard line of the Blue Jays. Phillips on the left side, across the 25, breaking tackles, breaking another tackle across the 20, moving Blue Jays across the 17 and down at the 16-yard line. 11-yard pickup, another first down for Enid, and the Jays are not tackling Phillips effectively until 10, 15 yards down the field.
Yeah, it looks like Phillips got his wind back.
Yeah.
You know, the last couple of series I mentioned, he looked like he was fatigued just a touch, but not on this one.
Clock moves 7.5 in the first half. And with a good drive here so far. Penalties and turnovers, though, have been the Achilles heel for this offense. First down 10 from the 11. Lead play for Stevens, stretching it on the right side. He's stopped at the 15-yard line. Nice open field tackle by J.D. Coonfield. 1-yard pickup. Second down and 9.
And you all saw Will Phillips hit his chest like, I need a break, or either that or he was saying, give the ball to me. One of the two.
I would think, go give me the ball.
Yeah.
It works 10, 15 yards every time.
But they're having to slow their tempo down, and a team that wants to spread it and very thin, they like to go tempo to get that advantage, but you can't do it when you guys got guys going three ways.
And this is an important drive for them. As you always say in baseball, that first run's always hardest. They score. They're looking for points.
And, well, not only that, they need touchdowns now, being down 22-0.
Second down and 7. 4 receivers set. Lob it up in the end zone, and the play was stopped. Was there a timeout taken?
Yeah.
There was a timeout. That leads us to a timeout. 6:32 to play until halftime. Score remains 22. Guthrie 0 for Enid. This is Guthrie Bluejay football.
If it has to do with cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, or boats, the Guthrie Tag Agency can do it all. Hello, friends. This is Chris Evans, the voice of the Guthrie Bluejays, letting you know the Guthrie Tag Agency has a new, friendly staff that is trained and experienced and will help provide you with fast and accurate service. I know they help me with all my Pike Pass and car needs so I can follow the Blue Jays all over the state. Give them a call at 282-3873, open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 2105 South Division.
Fdic Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. Fdic Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out Fdic Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. Fdic Bank is a neighbor you can count on. Fdic Bank, member FDIC.
Second down and 7 for the Plainsman from the Guthrie 14-yard line. Will Phillips gets the carry on the near side, and another good chunk of yards as he's tackled inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Close to another Plainsman first down. This one's going to be a little bit short, though, so it'll be 3rd down and 1.
The big part of that, now you figure if everything goes well, Enid's going to have a pretty good chance of getting this first down, but the big part of that, of not giving him the first down, is the fact that Enid at any particular point in time has shown that they can snap the ball over Stevens' head. So anytime you can keep them from getting a first down, it's big.
3rd down and 1 from the Guthrie 7. Thought about giving off to Phillips, kept it instead, did the quarterback, Tyson Stevens, and then it was herky-jerky from there. I'm not sure if he got it to 1 yard. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be 4th down.
Yep. When you try to get cute, not give it to Phillips, and now you're faced with a 4th down. And we've already seen one 4th down tonight where the snap went directly over the quarterback's head. A lot of pressure on the center. Not only is it 4th down, which means you need a good snap, you have a nose guard directly over you.
Looks like they're going to measure for sure on this one. Phil Nichols, you're right in front of it. But one more time, Phil.
Yeah, they're definitely short. Yeah.
I mean, this is a no-brainer for me.
It's about 4 inches short, guys.
Yeah, you turn around and you hand it off to Will Phillips over 1 or 2 of the A-gaps.
And the way the night's been going, he can get a first down on the left side, he can get a first down up the middle, or he can get it on the right side, however he wants to do it.
The only thing you're worried about as an Enid coach, you know what it is?
Snap.
Bad snap. That's it. You figure if you get a clean snap, you get a good handoff to Will Phillips, good chance that he's going to make it. But
so here we go. Obviously, the Plainsmen will go for it, down 3 scores. Tyson Stevens, your quarterback. He'll be in the gun. Will Phillips be behind him. It's obviously going to Will Phillips. He's going to try to sneak it in, and Will Phillips will push from behind the old Reggie Bush play, and it will work as they needed just a half yard, but gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. So it's first down and goal.
You never go under center until it's a huge play. That just to me, I don't. I know it worked, but that doesn't do it for me. I just can't say, hey, the only time you're going to go under center is if you mishandle a snap at all. It's going to give the ball to the other team. But Stevens did a good job taking the snap and getting the first down.
First and go from the 5 and move it on the right side of the line of scrimmage for the Enid Plainsmen. Looks like Colton Dodd, the 4-year starter for the Plainsmen, took off a little bit soon, so that will back them up. So another penalty backs the Plainsmen up inside the red zone to the 10.
It's as far as you can go to be first and goal now. Exactly 10 yards. So.
Six penalties now for 40 yards for the Plainsmen. To go with 3 turnovers, 5:48, 5:47 to play in the first half. Guthrie 22, Enid 0. Looking to throw, Stevens throws it away. Had Phillips there. I don't know if he threw it away or just misplayed Phillips, but they were both right there. It's an incomplete pass.
Give credit to Kate Whitfield blowing that play up, because that's an A screen, A being the letter that you tag the running back with, and that was going to be wide open, but Kate Whitfield literally just dove through 2 of the lead blockers on that attempted screen and made it to where Stevens just had to throw it away.
I think Josh Raines might have been able to get a hand up in there as well on the pass. So it's second down and 10, or excuse me, second down and goal from the 10-yard line. 2 receivers on the near side. Count the tight end as well. Handoff Phillips left side. I don't know why they haven't been doing this as he gets it inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. I do it 2 more times and take my chances. I'm sorry.
And according to you, you'd have done it on first down too, right?
I mean, overthinking it sometimes. It's just give it to him.
That's what happens when you get down 22-0, though, right? And we mentioned that at the beginning of this series, that the temptation is to try to get all 22 points back in one series and panic and want to throw the ball around. Next thing you know, you're buried, but you got to stay patient, keep feeding to the big man.
7-yard pickup, third down and goal from the 3. Phillips, please, again, if you're Enid, yes, he's going to bounce to the outside. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Enid on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, 22-6, PAT upcoming.
What you do not want to do right now is give the ball right back to Enid. You have to put together your best 5 or 6 plays that you have right now offensively. And even if you don't score, you get the ball first to start the second half. You have got to eliminate 3 or 4 minutes off this clock and regain field position to where Enid cannot score again before half. Then you can take the football to start the second half, regain control, but you cannot let this momentum snowball.
Enid will go for 2. Stevens throws it for Phillips. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Turvey Williams knocks it down as Enid goes for 2 early in this one, chasing points. And that will be the end of that. So 5 minutes to play till halftime. Score remains now 22 Guthrie, Enid 6. Timeout from Enid, Oklahoma. This is Blue Jay football.
Glenda here with Jim and our Red River Roofing crew. You've known us for 16 years of quality roofing services, and we are also proud installers of Diamond Coat pre-finished siding.
This quality wood siding product is scratch resistant, comes in custom color option, and will actually increase your home's resale value.
With a 30-year no-fade warranty, this siding is sure to impress.
Durability is #1, so choose a stylish exterior siding that will last.
Call today to boost your home's curb appeal with beautiful Diamond Coat siding. Visit us at redriverroofing.com.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
For sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 at Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
22-6 here in Enid. Enid Plainsman going a 5-minute, 8-second drive. John Vance Motor scoring summary, 13 plays, 76 yards. Capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run by Will Phillips. And with 5 minutes to play till half, Guthrie 22, Enid 6. That has been your John Vance Motors scoring summary.
Well, that Enid, they want to have any chance in this game, they had to have that drive. And we mentioned a minute ago, you're the Guthrie offense.
Yes.
You need to string together a couple of first downs. If you don't score, your great kicker in David Vargas to regain field position, eliminate clock, eliminate the chance that Enid could score for themselves again, because if Enid scores again, although they went for 2, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
I'm glad
just
you were
frustrates
muted.
me.
You were muted, I know.
Yeah,
you don't
it
like
just
chasing
frustrates
points.
me, yeah. Well, I haven't changed in the last 9 months. It just makes no sense to chase 2-point conversions this early in the game. You have no idea how the rest of the game is going to play out. Now, to tie the game, they have to get 2 more 2-point conversions, which means now they're going to have to go for 2 3 times.
Yeah.
But anyways, you've got to do whatever you can, even if you don't score as an offense, to make sure Enid doesn't get the ball back.
1 first down enough?
No, you need 2 first downs, probably 3, and you need to come up with about the best 6 or 7 plays that you have that can work on grinding a clock.
Enid Plainsman will bluff at the football at the 40-yard line, center of the field, and they will back up to the 35-yard line. This is the first time Enid has kicked off tonight. Blue Jays have done that several times. Back deep for the Blue Jays, C.J. Ward and Marcellus Owens. This one's a short kick, though, and it will bounce at the 20. Ball's live as it goes out of bounds at the 21-yard line. That'll bring the flag out, and Blue Jays will take over first down and 10 at the 35-yard line.
You know, when you think of 6A1 teams, you think good kickers, big offensive and defensive lines, and nobody that goes both ways.
Yep.
Enid doesn't fit the bill in any of those. Now, their kickers aren't bad, that's not what I'm saying, but you're used to seeing like Division I type guys that are kicking it out of the end zone and that kind of thing. So this is an Enid team that's going to be hanging by a thread pretty much all year. When them kicking it out of bounds there,
yes,
gave you field position, and that was huge.
Ball will be placed on the far hash mark in front of the Enid bench, the 35-yard line. We're broadcasting on the visitor side of everything. Everything's visitors and home side. There's press box on both sides.
They're used to having media here.
Yes, they are.
And lots of coaches.
First down 10 for the Blue Jay offense from their own 35-yard line. Hand off to that Adams in there?
Yeah, that's a little dart play. I don't know if it's a dart play because I don't know if you're actually pulling the tackle or not, but it is a cutback play where you look like you're running an inside zone to the left, put a foot in the ground, you run it back to the right, and you try to get the defense to over-pursue. And Enid did the very first time Guthrie ran that play, and Adams got about 12 yards. The next 2 times Guthrie's ran it, Enid has made the adjustment.
Pickup of 1 for Adams, so it's 2nd down and 9. Brody Hinkle, who had a quick start to this ball game, lines up in the slot on the near side. 3 receivers set, 2nd down, 9. Hand off Adams again, cuts it up across the 39 up to the 40. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. Blue Jays need the Enid 45-yard line.
Big play. This will be a huge first down. And the question is, you know, it's that kind of teeter-totter. You turn around and run it or you throw it, and I think you fake a run, let Jaxon read the defense, and give him the run-pass option off of that.
Malik Jaxon, Brody Hinkle, both big catches in this one will be the receivers on the near side. 2 receivers to the far side. 3rd down and 5 from the 40. 3:44 and rolling. Jaxon wide open, caught by Brody Hinkle. 1st down and more as he gets up to midfield, just shy of the midfield marker. Needed 5, picks up 10. 1st down and 10, Blue Jays.
Right on target. What do, partner? You fake the run. You take a safety to that fast flow, what you call fast flow, which is an outside run to the wide side of the field, and then you fake that and throw it back to the other side of the field to a very handsy receiver in Brody Hinkle. Great design, great execution. Now you slow it down.
Yes. It's not about scoring, it's just keeping the ball away from Enid on this drive. Of course, you'll take the points anytime you can. 4 receivers set, 3 to the far side. 1st down and 10. Jaxon will pass it again, caught by Jaxon. About a 4 or 5 yard pickup, depending on the spot. And Jaxon has his 2nd catch, and the helmet falls off the Enid defensive player, number 72, Rowan Ford, who is Phil Nichols' favorite Enid player.
You know,
will have to come off the field.
With Enid down 22-6, that they're going to be trying to strip the ball every play, which means that you got to secure the ball with both hands, all 5 points of pressure on the football. But if you do that, you're liable to break a tackle and go to the house, because every time a defensive team tries to strip the ball, they're not fundamental when they're trying to tackle.
4 yards officially on the pass play to Jaxon. 2nd down and 6. 2:30, 2:29 to play until halftime. Jaxon wants it one-on-one with Marcellus. A lot of contact at the 25, and there will be 2 flags on this one. And this one's going against the Plainsman.
When you run that to the wide side of the field, and the beauty to this is that you fake that run to the wide side, you tilt the field, meaning you put the most amount of receivers over there, so that guarantees that you're going to get one-on-one coverage with your most athletic receiver in Marcellus Owens, and that was a one-on-one coverage that all Jaxon had to do was lob it up. You're either going to get a catch or more than likely a penalty, and that's exactly what happened. Great design.
Yet again, another penalty here by the Plainsmen. Officials are just now getting this one reported in to the home crowd here in Enid. D. Bruce Selby Stadium is where we broadcast from. And the Blue Jays will move the football. So now, Casey, your thought process, it still is, don't give the ball back to Enid before halftime.
No, you've already got field position. Now you go into attack mode. And generally speaking, when you get into the less than 5-minute mode, it's once you get across midfield where you actually start thinking offensively and you stop really looking at the clock and start thinking scoring.
2:23 to play till halftime. Still plenty of time for this Blue Jay offense. They'll line up with 3 receivers in this formation. First down 10. Adams on the right side of quarterback Jaxon Waddell. They'll hand it off to Adams on the left side as he goes across the 30. Stays on his feet across the 25. Close to another first down. And Justin Adams with a nice run there. It's not just up the hill. He's made a couple of nice cuts tonight.
He has, and he's just gotten behind his lineman and put the right foot in the ground, taking it away and cutting back to his left and doing a great job staying patient in some of his very first extended varsity playing time, of just staying patient and finding the hole and getting the yards that are there blocked up.
Last year he was the serviceman for Gavin Bryson. Tonight he is the man as he picks up 9 yards. Second down and 1:45 to play till halftime. 3 receiver set, lead play for Jaxon Waddell as he gets to the 21-yard line. Not fancy, but good enough for a Blue Jay first down. And the clock will stop momentarily at the 140 mark.
And what Enid missing that 2-point conversion did too is if you kick a field goal here,
4 scores. They've
only scored 6 with their points, and you cut that in half with your 3-pointer. That's very demoralizing.
Jays break huddle here, 135, 134. Certainly think this is already in field goal range for David Vargas. If Jays can't get any closer, hand off to Adams, makes the first guy miss. And it takes 2 Plainsmen to get him down after a 2-yard pickup, but it easily could have been a 2-yard loss.
Guthrie has 2 timeouts left. Minute 15 to go first half, so absolutely no rush whatsoever.
Enid crowd's been quiet on that far side the entire night outside of the opening kickoff. You hear the winds blowing up there. Excuse me, out there with our field mics. Blue Jays taking time, and we go under a minute, 55, 54 seconds. Take a shot at the end zone? Not yet?
Eventually, yeah.
Jaxon Waddell sends Marcellus into motion from left to right. Jaxon will roll to the far side. Has Marcellus wide open on the wheel. Can he connect? He can! Touchdown Blue Jays from 18 yards out. Jaxon Waddell to Marcellus Owens. The Blue Jays are back on the scoreboard. 28-0. Strike up the Guthrie Band. Second passing score of the night. Both receivers have been open in the end zone, just waiting for the ball to come down. Coach Smith, we were wondering if you're going to attack for the end zone, and they do.
Yep, no doubt. And that was a huge drive, a huge answer to Enid scoring. And we said that, you could not allow Enid to score again. Not only did you not do that, you scored yourself, and you only left them 40 seconds.
The snap, the hold, and that one is good for David Vargas. We'll keep it here with 40 seconds to play in the first half, and it has been all Blue Jays here tonight. Phil, the defense has 2 defensive scores. The offense has marched down the field a couple of times. They've had a couple of offensive scores, a couple of defensive scores. Been a pretty good night so far for the Blue Jays.
I mean, it's really just what I predicted on our drive down here.
Absolutely.
I think we're, this team's greatly improved from last year, really playing well as a unit, and coaching staff has them really coached up right now, doing a great job. They got to feel really good about where they're at.
Yeah, no doubt. 29-6. I don't know if I said 0 earlier. I apologize, but did 29-6 right now, and we'll get to our John Vance Motor scoring summary. The Blue Jays go 8 plays, 65 yards, took 4 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. Jaxon Waddell finding Marcel Sones on an 18-yard touchdown pass. And now with 40 seconds until halftime, Blue Jays lead the Enid Plainsmen now by a score of 29-6. That has been your John Vance Motors scoring summary. Stay tuned, Golden Chick halftime shows. We see David Vargas getting ready to tee the football up here. We'll have Craig Fleck on at the Golden Chick halftime show, stats and analysis here in just a little bit, as it will be a happy Golden Chick halftime show. Then we'll get our Mercy Health report, and then we'll get our Escort Shirley's keys to the second half of what the Blue Jays got to do to hold on to this lead to go 1-0 on the season. Again, the Blue Jays lost this game a year ago. Final score last year inside D. Bruce Silvey Stadium was 34-23. Still got 24 minutes and 40 seconds of work to get done, though. Here's a sky kick. Vargas right to left. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 22-yard line. It'll have a first down and 10. See if they just take a knee down and get into the halftime locker room. Plainsmen, as expected, have gone with 2 quarterbacks tonight. In there now is number 6, Blake Priest, the sophomore. More of the throwing quarterback. Number 5, Titan Stevens, more of the running quarterback. First down and 10. False start upcoming on the Plainsmen. Look like the right tackle got his hand in the cookie jar again. I think that's number 3 on him tonight. First game jitters for him, and so that'll back him up 5 yards. Inside the 20-yard line, back to the 18.
And you don't want to do anything disastrous if you're Enid, but you almost feel like you have to push the issue down 23 points, knowing that Guthrie gets the ball, start the second half.
Phillips, it looks like every time he's going to go to the house, he fumbles the football, and Guthrie had it. They're going to call him down. They're going to call him down. I thought it was another fumble, another pickup for the Blue Jays. 28.3 seconds. And Enid calls the timeout. I think somebody calls the timeout. It was Enid. Well, again, keep it here.
Like I said, deep in your own territory, you hate to do something disastrous to bury yourself, but down 23 points, knowing that Guthrie gets the ball first, you haven't stopped the Blue Jay offense. You have to press the issue when you have Will Phillips, Talik Phillips, and Ramirez and guys like that. You have to figure out some way to try to get some points on the board to match what the Blue Jay offense just did.
Real quickly, Guthrie cross country on the road tomorrow. They'll go to Deer Creek. They got 1 meet in the books already. Went to Ponca City. Varsity girls and varsity boys both won that meet. Both are coming off state tournament appearances from a year ago. Expected to be back there again this year. Guthrie softball off to a fantastic start under first-year head coach Booker Blakely, and they're off to a 7-1, 7-2 season.
Yeah.
So good start for Blue Jay athletics. 28 seconds playing the first half. Second down and 6, and another flag. I think the wide receiver for the Plainsmen took off early on this one, so I think the Plainsmen just need to take a knee and just start over, because I don't think anything good can come out of this. Of course, Phillips is the home run hitter at any given time.
When you spread it out like this, and Guthrie knows you're going to throw it, you know Coach Beebe's going to start dialing it up, too.
Yeah. Pinning the ears back.
Yep, no doubt.
Novak's have 5 receivers. Second and 11. Hate to throw an interception here for the Plainsmen. Throw it downfield, looking for Phillips. And it's caught in Guthrie territory. Is there a flag down?
Yeah, we may have a face mask on top of it, too.
20 seconds.
I don't think it'd be pass. I think there's going to be 2 flags. You may have a pass interference and a face mask. Phil, did you see anything?
I didn't, guys. I mean, he threw the flag behind him like there was something going on back there, but I didn't see anything at the point of the tackle.
That's why you don't take a knee, because you got Will Phillips.
I think you got to get on the ball, call a timeout and/or spike it. You got to be ready just to snap it as soon as they blow the whistle. See, you're getting ready to lose 10 or 11 seconds here.
Enid declines the penalty. And so they'll have it at the Guthrie 39-yard line. As you mentioned, Casey, you got to go quick because there's 20 seconds. Officials again talking this one out. Referee shirts come untucked. It's been a long first half for them. So here we go. Enid on the ball, and the clock is not moving. Priest back to throw. Far side, intercepted at the 25. Far side, C.J. Ward midfield, 45-40. He's the fastest Blue Jay on the field, and he's going to cruise into the end zone. A pick six for C.J. Ward. It's all Blue Jays here tonight. Strike up the Guthrie band.
Got greedy.
Should have took a knee.
Yeah, I mean, got greedy. And the last thing you want to do is throw an out route to the wide side of the field to CJ's side.
Sophomore quarterback playing his first game.
Okay.
C.J. Ward.
What a defense Kelly Beebe's put together.
C.J. Ward was pretty quick on
pretty
that.
Fast.
Pick
he
six.
Can move.
David Vargas on for the PAT, trying to make it a 36-6 ball game. By the way, 6.9 seconds to play in the first half. The big lay puts it through. And the Blue Jays lead now 36-6. Or did I mess up the score? Is it 35 or 30? Okay, scoreboard was just like 36-6. Trust yourself.
Trust your instincts.
C.J. Ward, if you're watching our video broadcast, getting all the congratulations here from his teammates. And if Enid's 6.9 seconds, we'll see if the Blue Jays go another sky kick, see if there's any time left. And you would almost certainly think Enid would take the knee if there's any time to get it into the locker room, as it has been all Blue Jays. See, that's the 2, 4, 6 score of the night. 4 defensive scores, is that right? And 2 offensive scores for the Blue Jays here tonight. Of course, we'll summarize it all at the Golden Chick halftime show. We'll have our John Vance Motors scoring summary, as well as stats and highlights of this first half. Casey's working on first half highlights, and there are quite a few of those highlights. We'll have all that during the Golden Chick halftime show, which comes up in the next 6.9 seconds. Glad to have you on board tonight. Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. Daryl back in our Stillwater studio, keeping us afloat, doing a good job back there. Appreciate him. Kel Evans doing our work for us. Just turned 14 years old. Happy birthday, Kel Espen Evans. It's been a great first half here to kick off the season. Mentioned earlier, the Blue Jays will be home for the next 2 weeks when Shawnee and Ponca City come to town, and then the Blue Jays will take a bye week before district play starts. Blue Jays spread across the 36-yard line. It's a kick right to left on the radio dial. It's a sky kick. Fair caught, fumbled at the 25, and Priest jumps on it, saves his turnover, and there's 3.3 seconds, and Enid just desperately needs to get to the locker room. Blue Jays 79-yard pick six for C.J. Ward. Took him 8 seconds to run 79 yards, by the way. And Blue Jays now lead 36-6, 3.3 seconds to play in the first half. Priest in a quarterback, and we'll see if he takes the, that's going to be number 5 actually in there. That's going to be Titan Stevens. He'll take the snap and we'll hand it off to Phillips. Bounces to the outside, breaks one tackle, gets to the 30, to the far sideline, pushed out of bounds, and we have to arrive to the halftime mark of this one. It's all Blue Jays here tonight in Enid, week 0 of the high school football season. We got a great Golden Chick halftime show for you. Don't go away. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
When garage door problems occur, don't call a kind of service company or maybe a repair guy. Call Paul Creed at A-Team Overhead Door. Paul owns and operates his company and has over 15 years of experience in residential and commercial overhead door service. Paul provides all garage door services from repairs to installations. With free estimates, Paul will work with you to decide the best possible solution for your garage door or opener problems. Call A-Team Overhead Door today, 405-642-7065.
This is Craig Fleck. Stay tuned after the break. Phil Nichols will join me for first half stats and more on the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
I'm Brian Terkel with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Bluejay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
We welcome you inside the Golden Chick halftime show. Blue Jays on top of the Enid Plainsman by a final score, or a halftime score of 36-6. It's been an offensive score and it's been defensive scores tonight for the Blue Jays, and we'll get into the John Vance Motors scoring summary here in just a little bit, but we first want to give Craig Fleck a little time to look at the stats and numbers of this first half and what's been a very entertaining first half for Blue Jay fans out there, as they have a 30-point lead at halftime in game number one. There's a lot of questions going into tonight's game, but so far so good for the Blue Jays, and we'll move it over to Craig Fleck with the first half stats here tonight.
Well, and stats can sometimes be deceptive, and you look at the total offense numbers just on the yardage, certainly deceptive tonight, as Enid has 249 yards to Guthrie's 136. They've run 38 plays to Guthrie's 21. Average yards per play is actually just about even, 6.6 for Enid, 6.5 for Guthrie. 123 yards through the air for Enid, 102 for Guthrie. But of course, Blue Jays 7 of 7 through the air, averaging over 14.5 yards per pass and 2 touchdowns through the air. Only 34 yards on the ground for the Blue Jays on 14 carries. That's about 2.4 yards per carry, 126 yards for the Plainsmen on 27 carries, just under 5 yards. Receiving, Jays pretty much even there as well. Now we start getting into the numbers where Enid is losing this football game. Yes. First of all, penalties. Blue Jays 3 penalties for 30 yards. Enid 9 penalties for 65 yards, and they came at the most inopportune times for them. And then we get to turnovers. No turnovers for the Jays. 3 fumbles and an interception, and the Blue Jays converted all of those into points. 3 of those immediately on returns for touchdowns. Looking at time of possession, it's almost dead even. We've got about 10 seconds difference between the two teams in time of possession. First downs, Enid with the edge, 17-8. Third down conversions, the Jays are 3 of 4 on third down, only 2 of 4 for Enid, but Enid is 3 of 3 on fourth down. Jaxon Waddell 6 of 6 through the air for 75 yards. Titan Stevens 6 of 9 for Enid for 84 yards. 1 of 2 for Priest for 39 yards. And of course, Josh Raines for the Jays. 1 pass, 1 completion, 27-yard touchdown for him.
I just retire if I'm Josh Raines. You know what?
I'm not going to throw ever again. Will Phillips has been your leading rusher in this game. 14 carries for 105 yards, 7.5 yards per carry, and a touchdown. Of course, he did give up a fumble that ended up as a touchdown going the other direction. Leading rusher for the Jays has been Justin Adams, 8 carries for 38 yards, almost 5 yards a carry. Titan Stevens, 11 carries for 6 yards for the Enid Plainsmen. Looking at leading receivers, Brody Hinkle led the way for the Jays. 4 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. Marcellus Owens with the 1 catch and the touchdown. 2 catches for Talik Jackson, those garnering him 18 yards. He has been impressive, however. On the receiving end for Enid, 3 catches for Will Phillips for 82 yards. That gives him 187 all-purpose yards. He's averaging 27.3 yards per reception. Looking now, defense leading tackler Terve Williams for the Jays. He has been excellent in this game. It seems like every time Will Phillips looks like he's going to break loose, it's Terve Williams tracking him down. Those were your first half stats as the Jays take a big-time second quarter, 29 points in that second quarter, to a 30-point halftime advantage. given me a very happy birthday so far.
Absolutely, Craig Fleck, and you know what? I'm going to say that for the next break, and there's some birthdays I want to get out there real quick. I don't want to rush through it, so Craig Fleck there with the first half stats. We'll get Craig here in just a little bit, and also always have him in the post-game show for our post-game stats and all that good stuff. Coming up, we'll have the John Vance Motor scoring summary. My partner Casey Porter to my right is working on some first half highlights, audio highlights, and they have been some good ones. So got some birthdays to dish out after this timeout. This is the Golden Chick halftime show.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you had Golden Chick. What do you think?
Absolutely delicious.
These are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours? Wow. I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. I need this pack.
The Golden Chick halftime show rolls on with the John Vance Auto Group scoring summary right after this.
Football. Whether it's watching it on TV, listening on the radio, or going to a game, it's part of being an American. It's also part of being a Guthrie Bluejays fan, where winning is a tradition. At John Vance Auto Group in Guthrie, we too have a tradition. It's one of treating our customers with respect. If you need a Ford, GMC, Cadillac, Buick, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, new or pre-owned, come by and be impressed with how you'll be treated.
John Vance Auto Group, it's all true.
John Vance Auto Group.
I-35, exit 153 in Guthrie.
Golden Chick halftime show, Enid, Oklahoma. So glad to have you on board on this Friday night. Really doesn't feel like football season. Well, it does now, but driving up here, it really doesn't feel like football season. And it's a little bit different this year. Guthrie Public School, was scheduled to go already be in school, but due to construction of the new elementary school got pushed back. The start date got pushed back to September 4th. And so the Blue Jays will play 2 games before they even go inside a classroom. And then by the time they play their 3rd game, they'll only have 4 days of school in them. So it's kind of a little bit different this year, as usually you're back in school, kind of flowing things. But Blue Jays have been going to practice without, school starting and all that good stuff. So a little bit different, but hey, so far so good for the Blue Jays, who have a halftime lead of 36-6. We'll get to the John Vance Motor scoring summary here in just a little bit, I want to first off say happy birthday to Kel Evans. Mentioned it earlier, turned 14 years old, running the camera for me. My oldest kid does a great job on that, and so a big thank you to him. And Craig Fleck is celebrating his birthday today, and gotta say happy birthday to my little 5-year-old niece, little Ren Russell, listening back home in Guthrie tonight, listening on Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. Happy birthday, Ren, and I know you're rooting on those Blue Jays to get that first win here in Enid in week number 0. So far, so good. The scoring summary, of course, brought to you by the John Vance Motor scoring summary. Blue Jays got the first 22 points on the scoreboard tonight. It started off with the defense as after a bad snap by the Plainsman, Campbell Leach picked up a 40-yard fumble. He picked up the fumble and ran 40 yards on the scoop and score, and the Jays had a 7-0 lead just with 9:53 to play in the first quarter. Guthrie made it 14-0 with 10:26 to play in the second quarter after another defensive score. This time, it was Cal Kaufman picking up a fumble and running 70 yards for the touchdown score. Jays had a 14-0 lead with 10:26 to play until halftime. Blue Jay offense got into the score column for the first time at the 10:08 mark in the second quarter on a 27-yard double pass. It went from Jaxon Waddell to Josh Raines to a wide open Brody Hinkle in the end zone. Jays go one play on 27 yards. Of course, that comes after an Enid turnover that set up the score 22-0. The Plainsmen went on a nice drive to get their only touchdown in the first half. They go 13 plays, 76 yards. It was capped off by Will Phillips' 3-yard touchdown run. So with 5 minutes to go until halftime, Guthrie's lead was 22-6, but the Blue Jays scored twice under a minute. The first score, an 18-yard touchdown pass from Jaxon Waddell to Marcellus Owens. Blue Jays took over with about 5 minutes to go to halftime. We were talking about, hey, just get a couple of first downs, don't let Enid get the ball to score. Instead, Guthrie goes downfield 65 yards, and Marcellus was wide open on the wheel route. Waddell with a perfect pass in the far corner of the end zone. And so with 4 40 seconds to go until halftime, Guthrie had a 29-6 lead. Guthrie kicks off on a sky kick. Enid fumbles that ball and gives the Blue Jays the football back. So Enid gets the ball back. And we were talking about, do you take a knee, do you not take a knee? They went forward with it, and they cost them as quarterback number 6, Blake Priest, went to the far side, got intercepted by C.J. Ward, the fastest Blue Jay on the field, it appeared, as he took the pick 6, 79 yards with only 6 seconds left in the first half, and that's where we stand after the first half. Guthrie 36, Enid 6. That has been your John Vance Motors first half scoring summary. John Vance Motors, where it's comfortable to buy a car. Casey Porter continued work on those first half highlights. We'll get to those and much more after this. This is the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
When it comes to Guthrie Bluejay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
I'm Mike Gundy, head football coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Respect of the opponent, spectators, coaches, and officials is necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. Your conduct is a direct reflection of you, your community, and your school. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Do the right thing.
Golden Chick rolls on here in Enid, Oklahoma for the first time this season. Again, the Blue Jays will be home the next 2 weeks. The Shawnee Wolves come into town, followed by the Ponca City Wildcats. Blue Jays that are on district last year went 1-2. Of course, none of these first 3 games determine playoff position, but you certainly would like to have all the confidence going in to a bye week, a 2-1 record, a 3-0 record, but anything on the plus side, the Jays have a great opportunity to go 3-0, but they got a second half to worry about. But Casey, it was an exciting first half.
It definitely was, and it was obviously led by the defense, as is just about every team that Kelly Beebe's been associated with, because he's such a great defensive coach. And the Blue Jays got the scoring started with a 36-yard, 46-yard scoop and score by Campbell Leach.
3 receivers on the far side, and it's over the head of Stevens all the way back to midfield, and the ball still is picked up at the 50, at the 40, at the 30. This one's going to the house. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Blue Jays off the turnover of the Enid Plainsman, in for 6. It's number 36, Campbell Leach.
And the Blue Jays obviously weren't done defensively on the evening, but Guthrie, I've no doubt, Chris, you could tell, set the tone, no doubt, with their defense, and you just heard it with Campbell Leach and his scoring run.
No doubt about that. And again, Campbell Leach had a great scrimmage last week against Bishop Kelly. He got a little bit tired toward the end, but that will come, and he had a great first half as well.
The Blue Jays weren't done with the scooping and scoring, though. The next one came via Cale Kaufman.
Diamond formation in the backfield, hand off to Will Phillips, and that one's stuffed. He fumbles the football, picked up by Kaufman. He's at the near side, midfield, 45-40 to the 35-30. He's going to scoop and score for the second defensive score. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Touchdown, Cale Kaufman. Strike up the Guthrie High School band.
At that point in the game, we had mentioned that it just seemed like Guthrie was in better shape. Will Phillips had to play at that point. Every play, every snap of the game, and we mentioned how he looked fairly fatigued, and he fumbled the ball. And I think, we mentioned it during the broadcast again, it seemed like that was a fumble from fatigue, and the Blue Jays again got another fumble, was really smelling blood at that point, and Coach Mick came up with the trick play, Josh Rings to Brody Hinkle, and it was beautiful, wasn't it?
Oh, no, there's no doubt about that. Wide open Brody Hinkle. Jaxon Waddell gets a man in motion. They throw it behind the line of scrimmage on a double pass, wide open. Brody Hinkle, can they connect? They do! On a double pass, Brody Hinkle brings in the touchdown from 27 yards out. Strike up the Guthrie band.
And obviously the Blue Jays had control of that game. Enid responded, they scored, and Guthrie really offensively were challenged a little bit and really needed to take the ball and eliminate clock, and they did just that.
Yeah, 22-6 with 5 minutes to go. You were looking, hey, 2 or 3 first downs and keeping it away from the ball, but they had different ideas.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We mentioned Guthrie just needed to at least get a couple first downs, don't give the ball back to Enid. The Blue Jay offense had visions of grandeur, and they came through.
Jaxon Waddell sends Marcellus into motion from left to right. Jackson will roll to the far side. Has Marcellus wide open on the wheel. Can he connect? He can. Touchdown, Blue Jays from 18 yards out. Jaxon Waddell to Marcellus Owens. The Blue Jays are back on the scoreboard. 28-0. Strike up the Guthrie band.
We did mention at that point, if you're Enid, you can't score and get all of the points back all in one possession, and with only about 30 seconds left, you hate to get greedy and try to go for the old enchilada and then pick 6 and bury yourself. They did it, though. They completed a long one to Phillips. It was tempting. They were across midfield.
And they threw it to the fastest guy on the defense.
And they threw it to the fastest guy on the defense, this guy.
So here we go. Enid on the ball, and the clock is not moving. Freeze back to throw. Far side. Intercepted at the 25. Far side, C.J. Ward midfield. 45-40. He's the fastest Blue Jay on the field. And he's going to cruise into the end zone. A pick 6 for C.J. Ward. It's all Blue Jays here tonight. Strike up the Guthrie band.
That band's been busy, hasn't it?
Them and David Vargas.
And that's all good. That's obviously all a good thing.
Absolutely, and those are your first half highlights. Blue Jays on the scoreboard, 36. Enid on the scoreboard, and their home opener with 6 points. And again, this is the Golden Chick halftime show. Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll have our Mercy Health report as we get set for the second half, and we'll get to those Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half to see what the Blue Jays got to do to hold on to this 30-point lead and get that first victory of the season before going back to the Rock for 2 weeks in a row. Again, if you missed the first half stats, Will Phillips, 14 rushes tonight for 105 yards. Jaxon Waddell, perfect in the air, 6 for 6, passing 102 yards. Justin Adams, leading rusher for the Blue Jays, 8 carries for 38 yards. Those are some of the first half stats if you missed those at the beginning of the Golden Chick halftime show. With that, we're going to take our final timeout. When we return, we get set for the second half of Guthrie and Enid. This is the Golden Chick halftime show. And we're having a little difficulty. My slide didn't start over, so let's keep it here for just a second. Trying to get this all queued up real quick. And if we can bring Craig back in real quick, and we'll go ahead and get your thoughts here as we work on our equipment here real quick. Just get your thoughts on the second half. I don't think it'll be too fancy for the Blue Jays. 30-point lead kind of nursed the clock a little bit.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to get into a situation where you're trying to nurse the clock and then you're giving up 3 and outs. You want to still be able to run your offense, because that's how you're
Blue Jay fans
going to be taking away that clock, is by running your offense. And so, while yes, you don't want to take huge risks, you also don't want to get in a situation where you're so conservative that you end up not using any clock at all. Of course, I did miss one stat from the first half, and that was no punts for either side. Each possession only in a turnover or in points.
You know, I asked him to stretch because we got to work on equipment, and he comes off with fantastic stuff. I mean, it's just amazing what he does.
Greg's the best at what he does.
Absolutely.
Isn't he?
That's a good stretch right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're set now. We'll take a timeout. Final timeout here on the Golden Chick halftime show. We come back. Second half action. This is Guthrie Bluejays football.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you had Golden Chick. What do you think?
Absolutely delicious.
And these are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours?
Wow.
I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. Golden Chick. Come on, I need this back. Okay.
Golden Chick halftime show continues here in Enid, Oklahoma. Both teams going through their final stretches here as we are about under 3 minutes from kicking off the second half and bring in Phil Nichols. Phil, great first half of the Blue Jays. Your thoughts on the first half of this 36-6 ball game? Guthrie in the lead.
Yeah, obviously penalties and turnovers have been a big part of the ball game. You know, an interesting stat, you talked about no punts in the first half. You know, that's very, very interesting as well. And we've had no kickoff returns either. The one kickoff they had went out of bounds. But, you know, got to keep doing what we're doing. What I like is the energy on the sideline. I mean, the kids are playing together. They're into the ball game. Sideline feels really good. It felt good before we really blew it up in the first half. I mean, it's a different feel down here on the sideline.
We're going to get your thoughts on the second half here in just a second, but Mercy Health report in the first half. Of course, Guthrie's out there starting left tackle and one of their top defensive players. We knew that in the pregame, but anything changed since then on the Mercy Health report?
Yeah, number 3, Marcellus Owens is battling some type of bug. He's been sick down here on the sideline. I don't know if we'll see him back in the second half. Took his pads off about the last 3-4 minutes of the first half. I'm looking down. I do see him stretching, but he's battling some kind of flu bug or something's going on. He's been, you know, dealing with the upset stomach down here. But other than that, everybody's in pretty good shape.
That's a good Mercy Health report. Of course, Marcellus hadn't missed the first couple days of practice, had some wisdom teeth removed, so going through a tough stretch. I just had one little crown put on yesterday, this week, and I about passed out. Well, my heart stopped a few times, Phil. It was outpatient surgery.
We brought you back.
Absolutely. Time now for Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half. And I mentioned with Craig, guys, I don't think it's going to be too fancy, but your thoughts on the second half?
You mentioned don't get too fancy. I say don't get too boring.
Yeah.
This is an Enid offense with Will Phillips, and they've got Ramirez and Tyron Phillips, that can score. They can score the 30 points that they're down in one half. We've seen that multiple occasions where the tide can turn. Having said that, you have experience all over the field for the Blue Jay team. You don't expect that to happen, obviously, so take the ball, much like we said before the end of the first half, go score. You know, don't get into, hey, we have a 30-point lead, let's just take care of the ball, it's milk clock. That can happen in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter, bury this game, keep scoring, make Enid realize that even if they do score like they did in the first half, they can't stop this Blue Jay offense anyways. That will break their will.
Phillip?
Agreed?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's all about, you know, ball control, run the clock, obviously. I don't say go ultra conservative, but be smart with the ball, good ball possession, ball control. We get out of here with the W.
Absolutely. Those are your Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half. And we'll let you have the equal time here, Craig, as we kind of got your thoughts a little bit, but your Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half.
Well, for me, it's 3 words: move the chains. That's what you got to do this whole time. Just got to keep moving the chains. You don't want to get into a position where you're so conservative that you're getting 3 and outs. Keep moving those chains. There's going to be points at the end of it. You know, you keep moving the chains, eventually you're in the end zone, but you keep moving those chains, you move the clock, keep the ball out of Will Phillips' hands, you win this game.
I would agree with that. As Casey mentioned, the Blue Jays will have the football to begin the second half, as we do see Marcellus Owens trotting out there for the kickoff return, along with C.J. Ward, as the Enid Plainsman will kick left to right on the radio dial here on 93.7 FM KSBI. Of course, Oklahoma State Cowboy football getting ready to get things going game-wise, playing on a Thursday. Just don't like Thursday, Friday college football games, especially for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. But I'm sure, especially to open the season, but I'm sure there's a nice contract that Big 12 and ESPN or Fox or whoever has that game appreciates having that Thursday night ball game. But nonetheless,
you know, I've come to like Thursday night home games at the early season against teams like Missouri State, terrible teams.
Right.
It's going to be 80-0.
Right.
I don't want to spend my Saturday afternoon on that game. So now I get to spend my entire Saturday afternoon watching good games.
Second half underway here in Guthrie. Kick returned, and Guthrie fumbles the football.
You do not want to do anything to wake the giant. Now, obviously, Enid's not a giant in high school football. They only won 3 games a year ago. But they do have a couple of giants offensively with Will Phillips' younger brother, Phillips as well, and Ramirez. So you don't want to give them a couple of quick scores and make them feel like they're right back in the game. Boy, how big is that pick 6 looming now? The 2 scores right before the end of the half for the Blue Jays are big now.
Kaden Ballard Stevenson, the up man, fumbled the football to give the Plainsmen a first down 10 at the Guthrie 32-yard line. 4 receiver set. Will Phillips a 1-back set. And they will play action off of that. And we have our first sack of the night from the Blue Jay defensive squad as down goes Titan Stevens on the sack.
What a great job of being disciplined, because, you know, you hand on that. That's the just the veer play where you read a defensive end. If he caves down, then you keep the ball as a quarterback. It's old school, and you figure that everybody would key in on Phillips. Guthrie did not. They played fundamental. They played their keys, their assignment, and that's why the play was shut down.
David Scott with the sack, loss of 4, second down 14. Here comes pressure. It's up in the air. It's intercepted by Turvey. He's at the midfield to the 45-40. There's a flag down. Gets to the 30, cuts it to the 25, cuts it at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, pick 6. We'll have to check the flag, though.
What's it going to be, Fleck? Did you see it? You think?
Is it offense or defense? That's the question.
If the ball passed the line of scrimmage, then there can be pass interference. Legal man downfield, count the touchdown. Obviously declined.
And another defensive score for the Blue Jays. This time, Turvey Williams with the pick 6. And the last 2 passes for the Enid Plainsmen have been pick 6.
And after the sudden change, the Blue Jay defense, like they do so many times have in the past, coming right back out and regaining momentum. Wow.
It looked like he was just trying to throw the football away.
Trying to set up a screen, and the Blue Jays had it very well scouted out.
And it was just throwing a jump ball in the middle of a pack. That is obviously ill-advised. David Vargas for the PAT to make this a 43-6 ball game. Hey, that's exactly how you wanted to start the second half, right?
Yes, sir.
Kick is up, and kick is good. Makes it 43-6. Timeout from Enid. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
If it has to do with cars, trucks, RVs, motorcycles, or boats, the Guthrie Tag Agency can do it all. Hello, friends. This is Chris Evans, the voice of the Guthrie Bluejays, letting you know the Guthrie Tag Agency has a new, friendly staff that is trained and experienced and will help provide you with fast and accurate service. I know they help me with all my Pike Pass and car needs so that I can follow the Blue Jays all over the state. Give them a call at 282-3873, open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 2105 South Division.
Dagger, question mark, Blue Jays, another pick 6, 71-yard interception return for Turvey Williams, his first varsity touchdown for the Blue Jays, as it's a pick 6 of 71 yards, and with 11:04 to play in the third quarter, Blue Jays increase that lead now 43-6. That's your John Vance Motors scoring summary. John Vance Motors, where it's comfortable to buy a car.
I'd like to say that I've never seen 3 pick 6s in one game before.
No.
But I have.
You haven't? 4?
Yes.
5.
Last year against Piedmont.
Yes.
At home. Blue Jays are a little over halfway to that.
sorry, partner. David Vargas again.
Yes.
Kicking off. This one's another sky kick to the short side. Fair caught at the 20-yard line, and here comes the Enid offense.
You got to think now, that's the dagger. I mean, 36-point lead? Is that what that is? No, 37-point lead. That's pretty tough. And so now it's just a matter of trying to stay healthy and work on everything you need to do to face this daunting schedule that they're going to face here. I think we're hearing the referee now. He's finally turning us on a little bit. But
so the Plainsmen will set up camp at their 20-yard line. First down, 10, shotgun snap. Titan Stevens will keep it on the left side, cut it up, just trying to stretch the field out. And he'll get 5 or 6 yards as he goes from the 20 to the 26. Second down, 4 upcoming.
We've seen that quarterback sweep a handful of times now. It was okay the first time they ran it. The Blue Jays have stretched that thing out the last 3 or 4 times.
By the way, quiet night for Jaxon Waddell, 6 of 6 passing for 100
Very
yards.
efficient.
Yeah.
When you have 3 pick sixes and
2 scoops and scores.
2 scoops and scores. That tends to happen. That's going to be a double pass, maybe.
Tellin Phillips catches it at the 23 and taken down quick.
And that's what starts happening whenever one team starts feeling it, like the Blue Jays. The other team doesn't. You start having safeties chasing down those bubble passes like Coonfield did behind the line of scrimmage. Great play, JD.
Loss of 4 on the play back to the 23. 3rd down and 7. JD Coonfield also running with the Guthrie cross-country team this year. We'll see if he can run tomorrow. That'd be interesting to see after playing a Friday night football game. 3rd down and 7. Stevens wants to throw, steps up in the pocket. He's getting ready to go down. Nope, he escapes one tackler, and J.D. Coonfield. They're going to calm down, right? Yeah, they're going to calm down at the 15-yard line. Official did not put his hand up like he was tackled. And it's going to be a loss of 8, and now we might see our first punt of the night.
You'd like to say, as an Enid coach, get rid of the ball. But that's obviously not, what he did in taking about a 12-yard sack is not the worst-case scenario. We've seen the worst-case scenario 5 times tonight with 3 pick sixes and 2 scoops and scores.
Kay Gugesberg and Marcellus Owens back near midfield for this punt return here. The Enid kicker stands at his own 5-yard line. Snap will come at the 16-yard line on 4th down and 14. 8:54 play in the 3rd quarter. It's a snap over the head into the end zone, picked up and tackled at the 1-yard line. That's worst case scenario. Almost like rather give up 2.
You'd almost rather give up 2 points there.
Yes,
well, you'd rather not snap the ball over the punter's head. That's what you'd rather not do.
Well, that's a given, yes. That's a given.
Oh, boy.
So this one's, wow. And, you know, guys, I don't know if anybody would ever dream 49-6.
No, not in this scenario. Absolutely not. Well, nobody picked it.
Well, except for Phil. I mean, he called it.
Everybody picked about a 28-24 type game with Enid winning. Most of the media guys. I think some Guthrie people that have seen the way camp's gone had a little bit better idea of what might happen. But this is going to shock everybody. It's going to send shockwaves down the pike.
1st and goal from the 1. Jaxon Waddell takes out a belly, trying to get there, and got in. Touchdown, Jaxon Waddell. Jackson's first rushing touchdown of the season. We talked about how tough he is. That was a tough run for the senior quarterback.
That was a very tough run, and he is a tough nut. I'll promise you that. He's a young man that refuses to go down, and of all the qualities he has that makes him so good, toughness is probably at the top of the list.
Yep. Jaxon Waddell and the Blue Jays make it 49-6, trying to hang a half 100 with still over 20 minutes to play in this ball game. Jaxon Waddell with the 1-yard touchdown run. An offensive score for the Blue Jays, and now David Vargas on for the PAT, and they're not going to get this one off in time. 5 seconds on the play clock, down to 2 seconds, and here comes the timeout. Or delay a game, excuse me. So this is a penalty delay game, but this gives David a little bit more work on his long game here. Yeah, it is just a quiet D. Bruce Selby Stadium. David Vargas on for the long PAT. 25-yard to be official. It's a line drive kick. Distance is never an issue, and it goes right through the goalpost. Now the Blue Jays officially lead this one now by a score of 50-6. Take a timeout from Enid. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football. All Blue Jays here tonight, week 0, opening week of high school football. Glad to have you on board here tonight. Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. Your latest John Vance Motor scoring summary tonight. 1-yard touchdown run for Jaxon Waddell caps off a 1-play, 1-yard drive. 8:39 played in the third quarter. Of course, all that was set up by the bad snap on the first punt attempt by the Plainsman. He was tackled at the 1-yard line, was the punter. And the Blue Jays needed 1 play to punch it into the end zone. Here's the kickoff and return from the 21-yard line out to the middle of the field. Now trying to get to the outside is number 13 for the Enid Plainsman and Damian Reinman, and he's down, and it's first down and 10 for the Plainsman offense.
It's a Plainsman offense that has either turned the ball over and led directly to points for this Guthrie defense, and or tried to attempt their first punt. There still hasn't not been a punt attempt, but that's only because last time this Enid offense went backwards and then snapped the ball over the punter's head and set the Blue Jays up first and goal from the 1.
Plainsman take over from their own 28-yard line, first down and 10. Will Phillips on the right side, the quarterback who fumbles the football. It's loose, and it's still loose, and I think Will Phillips comes in and saves the day on this drive anyway for the Plainsman. It's going to be a loss inside the 20 at the 19-yard line, loss of 9. Second down and 19. It's just the fundamentals that Enid's struggling with.
You got to love Will Phillips, though. The hustle to get back up on the fumble to keep possession. Then he immediately went right back to his quarterback, put his hands over his quarterback's helmet, and tried to get him at least some composure. That's good leadership, Will Phillips.
Campbell Leach comes off with a leg cramp, and they're working him on the sideline. Second down 19. Looking downfield, wide open. Will Phillips caught at midfield, and nobody's going to catch him, I don't think. Phillips 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Will Phillips. That comes from quarterback Blake Priest.
And that comes 1 play directly after Will Phillips went up and really got his quarterback's composure back for him by 1, recovering the fumble, 2, really kind of getting with them and just telling them and settle them down and tell them everything's going to be okay, and then just throw a bomb, just a straight seam route right down the middle. Blue Jays could not get to the quarterback, and we said that Enid could score.
Yeah.
Good thing that Guthrie scored first here in the second half and just really took complete control of this game.
Yeah, Blue Jays scored on the first 2 times of this half as the extra point for the Plainsmen is up, and it is good. Jays lead now 50-13. Enid back on the scoreboard. Will Phillips with a big play. We'll come back after this. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football on Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. Enid Plainsman on the scoreboard for the second time tonight. A beautiful pass. I believe that was number 6 in there at that time. The quarterback, Blake Priest, I think, delivered that beautiful ball to Will Phillips. Caught him at mid-stride at the 50-yard line and then cruised in from there. 81-yard touchdown pass. So Plainsman goes 2 plays, 73 yards, took 60 seconds off the clock. So 7:39 to play in the third quarter. Guthrie 50, Enid 13. Creed Skidmore to kick off for the Plainsmen, left to right on the dial. It's an onside kick, takes a big bounce. And it looks like the Blue Jays come down with it at the 45-yard line. Brody Hinkle comes down with that. That's about as well drawn up onside kick as you can have, Phil.
Yeah, it was a great job. I mean, it was Brody. That's a heck of a play by Brody Hinkle on that. I mean, he had 3-4 guys right up in his grill, came down with the ball.
Blue Jays now, because of that onside kick, again offensively like they've been all night, set up in beautiful field position where really your entire playbook is open to you. You know, I know it's 37 points, but Enid can score real fast, so you continue to play offense. Yeah.
Jaxon Waddell has a 3-receiver formation, 2 to the near side. Justin Adams on the right side of Waddell. They get the handoff to Adams, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. It'll be second down and 10.
You know, some of the biggest plays tonight are going to be plays that go completely unnoticed, and there's been about 3 or 4 big third down conversions where Jaxon Waddell has nudge faked a handoff and then hit Brody Hinkle or somebody else on the other side of the field to move the chains in possessions where the Blue Jays ended up with points.
Blue Jays 3-receiver set from their own 45-yard line. Second down and 10. Jackson 6 of 6. And that one was a little below the knee for Brody Hinkle for his first incomplete pass of the night. Now 6 of 7. And that brings up a third down and 10 play for the Blue Jays.
A quick sprint out, quick flood. It's meant to catch the ball about 2 yards deep, turn up, get another 3 yards, and make it about a third down and 4 or 5. Almost like a running play. But the Blue Jays just simply didn't execute quite well enough. Jackson threw it too low. Hinkle couldn't go down and get it.
Tonight for the Blue Jays, 4 defensive scores and 3 offensive scores. Third down and 10 here, though, with 6:57 to play in the third quarter. Jackson, play action, wide open, caught by Jackson at the 45, breaks the tackle at the 44, and down at the 42-yard line. Well drawn up play, great catch by Jackson, great run after the catch. That's a first down for the Blue Jays.
Laundry on the field, though.
There is a flag at the 44-yard line.
Legal man downfield, and I think that's a loss of down, too. I'm not quite sure on that one, but I do know it's a legal man downfield.
So that will take away the play. Of course, Enid's had many plays taken away via the penalty. This is the first one I can recall a big play being returned back.
That is not loss of down, so Guthrie will at least get the third down over.
Penalty, though, will...
Yeah, it is loss of down. I thought it was. Okay. He didn't signal loss of down the first time, so this is going to be fourth down. Guthrie's going to have to recognize that.
Yep, Coach Michoud's yelling.
Yeah.
Play clock has not been put into play yet.
Not very good officiating.
No,
he did not signal loss of down the first on the preliminary signal, which means that Guthrie didn't really know what's going on, and now they're not even really making it a big issue to let Guthrie know that it is fourth down.
Well, and the official hasn't put the play clock in. He's kind of saying, yeah, I messed up. He's giving him extra time to bring on the punting. It'll be the first punt of the night for the Blue Jays. David Vargas will be punt formation.
That's a pretty big deal to let a team know whether it's loss of down or not.
But I think the official recognized that and gave him an extra 30 seconds to realize what they needed to do.
It's also apparently a 6-yard.
So the penalty makes it fourth down and 16. Vargas.
Whoa.
Nice in over in punt. Fielded at the 30 by Phillips. Fair caught. And And the Enid offense comes back onto the field.
Leave it up to Craig Fleck to be the only one in the entire facility to recognize that it was marked off 6 yards. Kreger, congratulations on our karaoke, man.
Thank you. What's that flag for?
Another penalty flag down.
Oh, Jesus. Sideline warning. That's going to be another 5 yards.
We are dissecting through a flag here, Phil. We were kind of doing some, production here, and what do we have, Phil?
We had a penalty on the sideline, said the coach was too close to the field. Of course, he was 25 yards behind the play, but that's what the flag was.
All right. Sometimes Phil just has to be honest. And so with all that, tough night for the officials as well. First down and 10 for the Plainsmen, and it will be at their 34-yard line. Will Phillips on the right side. He gets the call. They'll run on the right side, gets to the 35, stiff arm, and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Pick up a 4.
Not only is Phillips obviously the physical specimen that he is, as fast as he is, I like just his mannerisms and his leadership qualities. He's done a good job reeling in his quarterback, the rest of his offense, and realizing that this is going to be a long season, and this offense needs to continue to play to get better at the things that they need to do to win some games down the road.
Second down and 6 for the Plainsmen, coming at their own 38-yard line. Priest looks to throw, hit as he throws, downfield, one-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete. There was a lot of hand wrestling there. Kaden Ballard, Stevenson with a nice coverage there, and let's go back downstairs with Phil.
It was interesting, Chris, right before that last play, the official that threw the flag for the sideline walked over to Coach Rick Michoud, and he said, yeah, I blew that one, sorry.
Well, nothing like honesty.
Yeah, if nothing else.
Of course, Coach Michoud, longtime basketball official as well.
You can do that when the score is 50-13.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
If it was 14-13, he wouldn't be making that same statement.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So here we set for a third down play for the Plainsmen. Third down and 6. Handed off to number 1. Phillips bounces to the outside. Watch out. He has the first down more at midfield. Across the 45, down at the 40. There is a penalty flag down about where Will Phillips made his cut. And we expect this one coming back a hold against.
These officials sure like throwing their flags a lot too, don't they? How many flags have we had tonight? Pretty obvious call on that one. Will Phillips not happy about that. Gregor, how many flags has there been tonight so far?
Let me check it here after I get it marked off.
We'll get to that here in a moment. So what was going to be a first down and 10 is going to turn into a third down and about 7 now. Basically, right where that play started is right where it's going back to. Holding call for Enid.
So, penalty number 15. Penalty 15 on the night. 10 against the Enid Plainsmen. A double reverse pass here. Anybody's ball. It's should have been intercepted by Marcellus Owens at the 42. Incomplete though.
Give Campbell Leach credit for that because there was an open receiver to the far side of the field, but Campbell Leach did not allow the quarterback enough time to throw the ball the 45 or 50 yards he was going to need to complete that pass, and Marcellus Owens wants that one back.
It was right there. That's your center fielder, man.
Zero reason to punt if you're Enid. Guthrie needs to get in a defense here.
Fourth down and 6. Hand off to Phillips, and Phillips is going to be hit for a loss. Well, got to throw it back. David Scott couldn't complete the tackle, but Gooseby completes the tackle, and the Plainsmen turn it over on downs. Blue Jays take over, first down and 10.
Well, and what a great job of, after the last possession, Enid had the ball and scored. the Blue Jays say, you know what, you're not going to score this time throwing the ball because we're going to heat it up and we're going to hit the quarterback. And that's always been a bread and butter to Kelly Beebe and his defenses, and obviously it's been very successful this evening.
Blue Jay offense back onto the football field with 6 minutes to go. We're halfway point of the third quarter. Jays on top 50-13 over the Enid Plainsmen, the opening week of high school football. We'll see if we can pass some scores around from the state of Oklahoma here in just a little bit as Jaxon Waddell takes a look at the Enid defense. He'll put in the belly of Justin Adams, breaks a tackle, gets right about the line of scrimmage, maybe one at the most, and brings up second down. 5:49 in rolling here in the third quarter.
Here's where you spread the love to all the other young men who have not got to join in the fun train tonight. And get them a couple of touches, huh?
Jays break home with Brody Hinkle and Kay Kugasberg, receivers to the near side. Justin Adams on the right side or left side of Jaxon Waddell. Adams gets the carry on the left side. He goes across the 30, stays on his feet across the 25 to the 24. It'll be a 6-yard pickup, maybe 7 yards for Justin Adams.
That little counter play. Adams fakes one way, then cuts back the other. Pulling guard, pulling tackle. Has been a very successful play for the Blue Jays this evening.
Some scores real quick. 6A1 champions from a year ago, also trailing Bentonville West 21-14. Last score there was at halftime. Cashin all over Drumride tonight. The score there is 42-6.
No surprise there. Last play, the Blue Jays didn't really have any linemen pulling. That was just a cutback that Adams decided to do on his own.
Second down and 2. Option play. Jackson tucks it, and he'll get to the 24 on what I don't know. The scoreboard shows second down. The down marker shows fourth down.
Third down now. It's fourth down.
Fourth down now. Broken Arrow, by the way, number 3 in the state. Tulsa Union, number 1. Broken Arrow leads that game in the fourth quarter, 26-10. A lot of people say this might be the year for Broken Arrow.
Yep.
Fourth down and 2 for the Blue Jays from the 24-yard line of the Enid Plainsmen as we go under 4 minutes of play here in the third quarter. Jays send Brody Hinkle in the motion right to left. Jackson wants to throw for it, gets it to Talik Jackson, and it's going to be a first down across the 20-yard line, and it's going to be tackled officially at the 17-yard line. Talik Jackson showing some good hands here tonight, Case.
Yeah, that RPO Y hot to a tight end. You know, you fake a run to the left, a wide run, a stretch play or a sweep or something like that, and then you slip out a tight end on the other side of the formation. So you roll the safety to play that what we call fast flow or the outside run, and then as soon as that safety rolls over, you just hit that little Y hot on the other side of the field. Unstoppable play.
7-yard pickup. Jays back to the running game, and this one's going to be a loss back at the 20. Loss of 3. Second down, 13 upcoming. The score to report. Jinx in Bixby tonight. The Trojans under without the head coach, with the new head coach this year. They lead that one 21-7. Gans, by the way, leads Oaks.
Do they?
Yeah, 46-8. I know that one was
the
a big one.
Fighting
out
Jordan
there.
Woodruffs.
And let's see here, Chisholm trails Weatherford 33-14 as Blue Jays come to the line of scrimmage for a second down and 14 play. From the Enid 21-yard line, ball's on the far hash mark. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Adams on the left side of Waddell. Jays will keep it on the ground to Adams. It'll get to the 20, a 1-yard pickup, so third down and 13 upcoming. Perry Maroons are in Fairview tonight. Perry trails Fairview. Score there is 27-20.
I got a question for you. Can you name me one person that is attending that football game this evening? Perry at Fairview. You should know this.
I should know this?
Yes. Mr. Tony Holt. He became principal at Fairview High School this year. Congratulations, Coach. And I know you're enjoying your first Fairview Yellow Jacket football game. I've got one more Fairview question for you after this.
Third down, 13. Waddell wants it all in the end zone with Brody Hinkle and just overshoots him a little bit. Brody Hinkle looking like the outfielder that he is. Dove for that one, trying to haul it in, but just a little too far, led by Jaxon Waddell. Good pass, just a touch too strong. It's now fourth down and 13, and here comes David Vargas on for the field goal attempt.
Can you name me one Division I football player that played his high school football at Fairview High School?
I can. I don't know if I want to give it away that fast.
Craig?
He's muted. He doesn't know.
Okay.
Phil's muted and he doesn't know.
Go ahead.
Larry Coker.
No. No, he was Fairfax.
Oh, Fairfax.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. I forgot who I was.
Remember John Wogelmuth?
No.
Receiver for OSU about 10 years ago?
Fairview. No.
Yeah. He actually coached at Fairfax.
David Vargas on for the field goal attempt.
Whoa.
Point long enough. Is it good?
Nope.
No good. Wide or right on the field goal attempt. And the Blue Jays, who have yet to, they've had one punt tonight. We'll give the ball back over to the Enid Plainsmen. 1:52 to play in the third quarter. Guthrie 50, Enid 13. El Reno's in Poto tonight. The Indians trail that one by a score of 18-6.
Wow.
Blackwell leads Tonkawa 17-15.
Wow.
Some scores from around the state of Oklahoma.
Wow.
And those are some of the highlights of the scoreboard so far here in week 0. Of course, a lot of teams, almost everybody, will all start next week as we have a flag. This one looks like will be a false start against the Enid Plainsmen. Enid really just hasn't been able to get anything going outside of Will Phillips. We're looking to name every kid out there that we can, but it really hasn't been much except for Will Phillips.
To their credit, it's their first game out. It's 0 weeks, so you only get one scrimmage. Okay, and their top 2 quarterbacks are no longer in the program. Correct?
Top 3.
Top 3.
Mason Scrimmager.
That's tough.
Mason Scrimmager was last year's starting quarterback. Moved out of state, I do believe. They
to Arizona.
They had one guy transfer to OBA. The one guy, I believe, no longer playing football. It's a pass is caught at the 20. Trying to stay on his feet. Backpedaling a little bit here. Forward progress to make about the 22-23. Here comes another flag on that far sideline.
So what would have to happen to Enid with the quarterbacks with such little experience? You're going to have to rely on Will Phillips, try to get a lead. You only replace 3, you only return 3 starters on defense. Well, it's a recipe for disaster when you don't have anybody returning on defense and no quarterbacks coming back.
And your quarterback, starting quarterback tonight, was your wide receiver, so you lose a receiver to move him over.
You lose a receiver to get to your quarterback. Yeah, that's a good point.
And then you bring in a young sophomore who's never played.
And then you're playing Kelly Beebe, who's going to light you up. So it was a recipe for disaster and one that has them down 37. This Blue Jay team has been fantastic tonight.
The only thing about tonight is the scoreboard has hardly moved. It's moved at a snail's pace. The first half took an hour and a half to play.
It's been so good that I have not even recognized Lydell Carr's name on the Hall of Fame over there.
Is it lit up on purpose, or is that an accident?
It's the #1 lit up, most one there.
Hand off to Phillips. He'll, after the penalty, takes it from the 35 out to the 41-yard line. Just small pickups of 6 yards are impressive by Will.
Of course,
Phillips.
He lost his entire junior year, but who's in on Phillips right now? Do we know?
He got an official offer from Eastern Michigan University.
Okay.
I think one is coming from, if it hasn't already come, from Central Arkansas.
Yeah.
And then OSU and some other schools have come to practices to kind of.
It's just going to take one of those bigger schools to offer, and then everybody else will offer.
OSU will get it, and then all of a sudden Texas will offer. Second down and 5. Phillips across the 45 to midfield. It's a first down into Guthrie territory. He'd be tackled in around the 46-yard line. You know, he kind of, and Craig just said this in my ear, but he kind of has that little Tulsa feel.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if it's running back. I don't know what position it is, but
he has an Adrian Peterson feel to me. That the way that he runs a little bit upright, and it doesn't always look like he's going real fast, but then you realize that he's running faster than everybody else on the field, and he has the speed and the size, and then he has a motor to him.
Plainsman, first down and 10, 37 seconds to play here in this third quarter. Diamond formation. Priest will look to throw. Goes to the far side. There's not a Plainsman around him, and the ball was almost intercepted by J.D. Coonfield or was that Coonfield and C.J. Ward back there.
Priest has lifted himself up off the turf again.
Gooseby got him.
Oh, yeah. If you get predictable and you start throwing the ball ever down against the Kelly BB defense, that is not good.
Diamond formation all night has been we're going downfield.
Correct. And that also means that you don't believe that your offensive line can block because you're having to max protect.
2nd down and 10. 4-man rush for the Blue Jays. Hand off to Phillips up the middle.
Wow.
Again, a short run turns into 3 or 4 yards. I mean, that's the minimum he can get, as that's officially 5 yards to the 41-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down. We'll call it 5. 13 seconds to play first half.
He just drugged David Scott and Campbell Leach, 2 fully grown men.
And that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We'll come back with 4th quarter action. You're watching Guthrie Bluejay football with a lead of 50-13 over the Plainsmen.
Accepting the loss of a loved one is the hardest thing we will ever have to do. At Nelson Monument Company, formerly Warren Monument Company, we aim to make selecting a memorial an easy and healing process. With our compassionate service, state-of-the-art design software, and our new and improved facility, we offer the best overall experience in the industry. Nelson Monument Company, located at 5305 South Division Street in Guthrie. Give us a call at 405-282-3220.
Hi, this is Asa Nelson, and from our family to yours, we would be honored to gain your trust.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
We get set for 4th quarter action. Blue Jays with a 50-13 lead. The first play of the 4th quarter is stopped by a penalty flag. Is it against the Jays or against the Plainsmen? We'll find out here in just a matter of moments. From Enid, Oklahoma, down on the field, Phil Nichols. To my left on the stats, Craig Fleck. Upstairs on the camera is Kel Evans, Casey Porter to my right. I'm Chris Evans. Thank you for joining us here on Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. Also streaming this game live, GuthrieSportsPage.com, or you can go to YouTube.com/Guthrie News and find this broadcast, video broadcast.
Yeah, Kel does a fantastic job,
He does.
doesn't he?
Just turned 14 happy years old yesterday. Hand off to Will Phillips up the middle, and he gets to the 30-yard line. A 6-yard run on 1st down play. 2nd down, 4 yards upcoming for the Will Phillips and Enid Plainsmen. And again, it is a tough row. They got Ponca City next week, then they got McGinnis to finish up non-district play, and then you got the big boys of Broken Arrow, Westmore, Jinx, Edmond Santa Fe, Norman, as they bump up to 6A Division I after playing 6A Division II since the inception of 6A2.
Yeah, it's tough when you go from 6A1 to 6A2. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. Just not a good situation. That's why they broke them in half, so communities like Enid would have at least a chance to win some games, and then whenever you move them back up, it just makes it tough on them.
Looks like a little delay in the game. Turbay having a little equipment malfunction. They'll get that figured out. We'll get set to try to finish out this 4th quarter here. Priest, ball's tipped, and it's intercepted at the 17-yard line. On the far side is at midfield. This one's going to go back to the house at the 30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown, Blue Jays. Another pick 6 for the Jays. Strike up the Guthrie band. J.D. Coonfield with the pick 6. And with that, Blue Jays back on the scoreboard, and we're back downstairs with Phil Nichols.
Guys, I know we talked a little bit earlier about last year's ball game. What do we need? 1 more to tie, 2 to win on the interceptions?
Oh, yeah. Well,
is that the 4th pick 6 tonight?
3 pick six, I think, and 2 scoops and scores. Is that right? We'll have to look it up officially. David Vargas on for the PAT. Snap, hold, kick. Again, it's never about how long, it's never the distance. It's always down the middle as well. David Vargas, PAT, is good. Score now 57 Blue Jays, Plainsman 13. Timeout from Enid, Oklahoma. It's all Blue Jays tonight. This is Blue Jay football.
Hello, Blue Jay family. I'm Pastor Hetty. I want to invite you to North Church Guthrie, where you can expect fun, Bible-centered kids and student ministries, life-giving groups, engaging worship, and powerful messages. I would love to see you and your family at North Church Guthrie this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. at Guthrie Upper Elementary School, where our vision is to love God, love people, and follow Jesus. And remember, God loves you, and go win.
For decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years.
I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
10 minutes, 55 seconds play here in the fourth quarter. Blue Jays just rolling it up defensively and offensively. Just a great night to be a Blue Jay. There's no doubt about that. And now you're starting to think, well, maybe we can save some of these points for next week when the Shawnee Wolves come into Gelsman Stadium. Want to be there for that. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Get there about 5:30, 5:45. Got the great tailgate party out front presented by the Booster Club, and it will be a fun night outside Gelsman Stadium next Friday night. We invite everybody out there. Go to the game, bring your headset to the ball game, and enjoy a Friday night game inside the Rock. And not too much better than that on a Friday night.
Nope, not at all. It doesn't get any better than that.
Blue Jays will break huddle here, and they will kick a left to right on the radio dial. David Vargas will look at that, and we'll go back to our John Vance Motor scoring summary here after this kick.
Blue Jays 57-13 with 10:55 to go in the game. What a dominating performance.
Kick returned from the 20-yard line on the far side to the 30, quickly to the 35, and driven out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. First down and 10 for the Enid Plainsmen.
Blue Jay defense now with 4 pick sixes, is that right?
3.
3
pick sixes and 2
scoop and scores.
And 2 scoops.
So that ties the Piedmont game last year with 5 defensive scores.
Yeah.
That's what happens when Kelly Beebe leads your defense, isn't it?
It's been dominant all night long. I mean, Enid had the big play. They had one drive. They went 13 plays on a nice drive, and then they had the one drive where they connected on Will Phillips on a 50 or 73-yard touchdown pass. As the handoff to Phillips as he goes across the 40 to the 45. And how many yards, Greg? 332 yards of offense for the Enid Plainsmen. But again, penalties, turnovers will eliminate those 300 yards of offense.
And they had some big penalties early in the game where they were getting some yards rushing the ball, but then instead of having a first down, it would end up being a second and long and third and long that they weren't able to overcome. So, yeah, penalties have not been pretty for Enid.
Of course, this is our first broadcast of hopefully 14 this year, but man, we have a great group of sponsors this year. I mean, it is fantastic. There's been some with us since 2002. Yep. And there's some new ones coming on this year, including,
which is exciting.
It is exciting. Well, in our Terra Insure Group post-game shows, we have a timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here. I want to brag on our sponsors. 10:03 to play in the fourth quarter. Come up in our Terra Insure Group post-game show. They've been a great sponsor, not only for football, but basketball, wrestling, all sports since going at TIG. But inside that TIG post-game show, we'll have the Guthrie North Church player of the game.
Nice.
And the players of each week will get a gift certificate from a different business throughout town. So we welcome Guthrie North Church to the sponsorship this year, and they're a great family. And Red River Roofing is coming on, based out of Edmond. And, of course, Nelson Monument Company, back brand new. They're back, brand new building. After I was able to take a tour, Asa took me out there. A great place. Of course, you have like Interbank. They've been on since day one, since 2002.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Of course, it used to be called
Nelson Monument Company.
No,
formerly
Interbank used to be called
First Capital Bank.
First Capital Bank.
Yeah.
I did not want to mess that up. I was going to let you finish that.
Of course, you hear them all night long. Interbank, Golden Chick, Eskridge Chevrolet, John Vance Motors, Mercy Hospital. Glad to have them. Bobby Stitt out there now leading that charge out there. Just a great group, of course. I don't want to leave anybody out, but just a great group of sponsors this year, and they allow us to come to Enid, and they allow us to go to Lawton and Woodward and all that good stuff. So
they sure do.
We get to have fun, but it doesn't happen without them. And if you go inside that business, tell them thank you for allowing to have Blue Jay football on the air. The buck catch by Zach Phillips on the far side looks like him. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown on a simple little quick out pass, and he's in the end zone, 54 yards out. Enid back on the board. Will Phillips will be tough this year. He's going to be in a lot of games maybe like this, but he's not stopped fighting. He had a year taken away for it. He's going to play hard throughout the entire year.
Yeah, I mean, he's a winner. He's obviously, he's a kid that's going to play on Saturdays. I think before the year's over, he'll end up going to a bigger D1 school, but he's going to be as good of a running back as we'll see all year.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And there's going to be some good ones. The Dominic Richardson, the Piedmont kid that transferred into McGinnis, as the Irish will try to throw this one into the end zone, and it will not make it. And 2-point try is no good. So your score now with 9:52 to play in the fourth quarter. Guthrie 57, Enid 19. Timeout from Enid, Oklahoma. This is Blue Jay football.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you had Golden Chick. What do you think?
Absolutely delicious.
And these are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours?
Wow.
I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. Golden Chick. Come on, I need this pack.
Okay.
Fdic Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. Fdic Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out Fdic Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. Fdic Bank is a neighbor you can count on. Fdic Bank, member FDIC.
Enid Plainsman back on the scoreboard. They go two plays, 61 yards, took 63 seconds off the game clock. And now with 9:52 to play here in the fourth quarter, Guthrie 57, Enid 19. That is your John Vance Motors scoring summary. Another onside kick here by the Plainsmen. Looks like the Blue Jays have it, unless something funny happens underneath that bottom, and does not. Was that Gugasberg? Or
that was number 1, Brody Hinkle.
Brody Hinkle recovers that one. So Brody Hinkle had a good night.
He said, you just took the words right out of my mouth. He's had a pretty decent night, hasn't he, Brody Hinkle? He's one of those kids that have just continued to work and work and work, and has made himself quite a football player.
The radio team will have a chore tonight as we try to find our Guthrie North Church player of the game, and boy, do we have some candidates tonight.
No doubt.
On both sides, offensively and defensively. Blue Jay offense back onto the field. Jaxon Waddell will take this play clock as far as he can. Hopefully, takes that 12 seconds actually. Here's a pass to Brody Hinkle. It's over the head of Brody Hinkle. Second down and 10 upcoming. Blue Jays still working on their offense. 9:46 to play in this one.
You gotta love that. That's that little RPO. Fake the stretch one way, throw a Y hot back the other. It's been wide open all night, and it's a play that Jaxon Waddell is going to be so good at. Same with Brody Hinkler, whoever catches it. Jackson's caught it a couple of times. But, you know, you draw help, you draw safeties, and you throw it back to tight ends the other way. I love it.
Second down 10 for the Jays. Think they'll go back to the run game here. Jaxon keeps it, gets the midfield, gets the right edge, 45 to the 40, down to the 35. First down for the Blue Jays. Senior quarterback, 4-year starter, Jaxon Waddell, as he takes it from his own 48 to the Enid 35. 17 happy yards for Jaxon Waddell.
Guthrie's ran that counter play all night where you've seen right and left guard pull, and then Justin Adams put a foot in the ground and cut it back behind his pulling guard and tackle. This time you set the same play up where you pull guard and tackle, running back gets behind them, but then the quarterback pulls it and comes back on the other side of the formation of it. Just a wicked play that's off of a play you've been running all night.
Yeah,
Great job.
Yeah, good read by Jaxon, too. A little handoff over the right guard from the 35 to the 33-yard line. Pick up a 2. Is that Josh Raines? Nope, that was Kel Kaufman on the carry. As we go under 9 minutes of play in this one, again, Terra Insure Group post-game show to follow this one here tonight. Should be a good one. We'll hear from head coach Kelly Beebe. Hopefully we'll get a chance to listen to our Guthrie North Church player of the game. We'll have Phil Nichols downstairs with those interviews. In the next 8 minutes and 38 seconds of game time, Blue Jays will check in a new running back there in Jalix Webb. He'll get the call here. Nice tough run for a couple of yards as he takes it from the 28 to the 26. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 play for the Blue Jays. Just running time off of this one in a crowd which wasn't very large really on that far side at the beginning of the game, has been cut about 60%.
Well, one reason why you love to see Jalix Webb get those carries, you know what his job's been all week?
Running against the scout team.
He's been Will Phillips all week. Yeah, him and Terrence Bibbs and some others, but what a large contribution that's been, because obviously he prepared this Guthrie defense very well.
3rd down and 6. 3 receivers to the far side. See what the Jays want to do here on 3rd and 6. They will play action. Screen pass out to Marcellus Owens. Kai gets across the 30, across the 25, across the 20, and that's going to be a Blue Jay first down. Nice run after catch for Marcellus, and Jays have a fresh set of downs. 7:38 to go in the ball game, and I know it's the first game out, but this
pretty impressive.
It has been very, very impressive, both offensively and defensively. You know, we knew Enid was going to have their struggles, and we'll see how Jays look next week against a Shawnee program that continues to get better and better. They were down there for a little bit, but I think they're slowly on the rise. I don't think they're at the elite level of 5A football yet, but it'll be a tall challenge against a much improved Shawnee ball club, who, by the way, not playing tonight. I think they have the week 0 off. Jalix Webb gets the carry as he goes from the 24 to about the 19-yard line, a 5-yard pickup. So we'll have that. Well, I'm sure we'll have that discussion. Guthrie has one game underneath their belt. Shawnee's not playing tonight, so who has the advantage?
I think it's always a team that's played. I don't think there's any doubt about it. If that wasn't the case, you wouldn't scrimmage.
Right. True.
I mean, right? I mean, why do you scrimmage? To get better, right?
Yep.
I mean, the ultimate scrimmage is non-district games.
And you look at Douglas, who their all-city preview got moved up last week, so they had to miss the scrimmage with Guthrie and Bishop Kelly. They're sitting after that scrimmage. They're sitting this week without a scrimmage, and so they'll have they scrimmaged last week, have nothing this week, and then a game next week. Right. So hand off to Jalix Webb, a loss on the play.
You like 0 week?
You know, I do like week 0 week. Simply, it gives you that bye week right before you begin district play, and it kind of gives you that little bit of a rest before the big push. So I didn't think I like it at the beginning, but the more I've seen it now, I think I like it a little bit more.
I love it. Yeah. I think it's great to have that off week right before districts. It's just as hot the second, you know, the first weekend of September as it is the last weekend of, I mean,
it gives the players and coaches a little time to, you know, look on the first 3 weeks and maybe readjust.
It gives you an entire week to fix all that, and I think it benefits the better coaches.
Timeout taken by Guthrie. We will keep it here. We're good on our breaks. And Phil will continue this conversation with you downstairs. What's been your thoughts on week 0?
Yeah, I don't like it personally. But after hearing what you said, Chris, you're a smart guy. It makes a lot of sense.
And by the way, that leads in perfect to the high school huddle. You can hear that every Wednesday night. And it wouldn't be any fun if we all agreed on everything. But
have we ever agreed on anything, the three of us?
No, I don't think we have. But we'll have the high school huddle each and every night. We'll stream it live on Guthrie News Page Facebook Live. And, well, of course, we'll have it right here on 93.7 FM KSBI, 6 to 7, as we will talk all high school football. And it's not a Guthrie show, it's a high school football show. And this will be our second or third year. Can't remember how long we've been doing that, but it's a fun show, so we invite you on Wednesday night. And if you can't catch us live, there's always the replay and all that good stuff. So Wednesday nights right here on 93.7 FM from 6 to 7. We invite you for that one. After the timeout with 6:09 to play here in the fourth quarter, it's 3rd down and 10 for the Bluejays. 4 receivers set, 3 receivers on the near side. Waddell wants to throw it, has time, throws it on the run, wide open, caught by Brody Hinkle, hit as he makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. Brody, we know he can catch the football when it's thrown to him, but he was able to hold on as he got popped pretty good from behind, held on to the football, and it's 1st and goal for the Bluejays at the 8-yard line.
And Guthrie has just been in control of this, whether it be running the ball, faking a run, throwing the ball defensively. It has been complete domination the entire evening, and Jaxon Waddell has done a great job carrying out his play fakes in the run game and then finding the open receivers in the pass game off of that play fake.
Bluejays will break huddle 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. 5:26 and rolling to play in the fourth quarter. Guthrie on top, 57-19. Jalix Webbs gets carry, has a big hole, but runs to his left, doesn't move forward, and is hit for a loss of 2 back at the 10-yard line.
Jalix, a very explosive player, still has yet to tap into his potential. He has one more season to do it, but extremely fast, extremely talented.
Phil, Brody Hinkle, he's been pretty impressive tonight.
Well, Brody's for my vote, he's the leader for the player of the game. I mean, he's made big catches, key catches, tough catches. Those 2 big recoveries on the onside kicks. Just having a heck of a ball game.
Terrence Bibbs checks into the ball game for the Bluejays in at running back. And he'll get the carry here on 2nd down and goal from the 10. He'll get 2 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and goal from the 8 as the clock continues to roll. 4:28, 4:27. Guthrie.
If you look at Jackson's, Guthrie really hasn't needed him a whole lot. They've needed him to complete some 3rd down conversions, but you talk about efficiency.
Yeah.
He's been the model of that this evening. Goodness gracious.
At halftime, he was 6 of 6 passing for 102 yards, and now Jaxon on the night, 8 of 11 for 98 yards, and those that one passing score. 3rd down and go from the 8. And this one not going anywhere, a loss of 1. And that'll bring up 4th down and go from the 9. And see if the Jays run this one again if they want to bring David Vargas back in. I think they would just keep the run game going here.
Yep.
And got enough points, took enough time off the clock here.
Unless you're worried about the last missed field goal and you're just kind of wanting to get some confidence into your senior, but I don't think that phases a kid like Vargas in any way, shape, or form.
Guthrie will take 14 seconds off this game clock here, call a timeout. Maybe. They're trying to hustle a little bit.
Fantastic, partner. Kale, that's just a tremendous job. He does the job of about 3 different people all in one.
Yeah, and there's a timeout taken by Guthrie. We will keep it here.
Kale Evans, our video coordinator this evening.
Yep, we're on the road. It's always dicey. When we go on the road, we just want an internet connection to stay on the entire time.
And so since you've upgraded our software, we have way more options in the way that we can get you a higher quality picture. I don't want to get geeky on all the details of it, but get you higher quality picture while not necessarily needing as much internet.
Right. Yeah, on the road, you got to depend on wireless internet, and sometimes that can be tricky, and hopefully we kind of work those things in the off season. But it's been fun and progress there. We have a fancier scoreboard coming in the future. It just didn't work out tonight. We'll have that planned out next week for our video feed. Of course, Daryl back in our Stillwater Studio 937 on the radio side. I probably think this is our first time to be with him. Doing a great job. Appreciate his efforts back there. Had a little bit of a tough going at the beginning, but he got it figured out, and it's been good. So we appreciate Daryl helping us out back in our Stillwater Studio.
No doubt. Hopefully he didn't fall asleep. We're running all the spots from our end and turn us on and start listening. Hope he's enjoyed listening.
Yep.
Hopefully we've been able to keep him awake.
Well, he's starting to think it's 10 o'clock and they're still in the air. Of course, he hasn't been introduced to a Guthrie post-game show yet. 4th and goal for the Blue Jays from the 9-yard line. They will keep the offense on the field. Jaxon Waddell, a lead play. We'll go from the 9 to about the 5, and the Jays will turn it over on downs there. Nothing too fancy there. You got enough points and don't want to run the score up. And now the Blue Jay defense with some familiar names. There'll be some new players out on the field as well. Looks like 60 Kaden Ballard.
Yep.
Will trot out onto the field. Of course, you still see the number 34, Cade Whitfield, in the middle of all that.
Caden Stevenson's still out there. J.D. Coonfield's still out there.
Chase Stevenson out there.
C.J. Ward's still out there. So C.J. getting to play with his brother, Kasten. Terrence Bibbs is coming onto the field.
That last drive there offensively didn't result in any points, but it did take 6 minutes and 50 seconds off that game clock.
Guthrie's shown that they can pass the ball. They can run the ball up the middle. They can run the ball wide. And they can also go on death marches. We've seen that a couple times. They've shown that they can do anything and everything asked of them.
And we've seen the arrival as the plane's going to hand it off over on the right side across the 10, still moving. That Taylor Phillips, number 2, on the run there. We also saw the addition, the nice addition to this ball club in number 12, Talik Jackson.
No doubt. He's going to be a big factor on those little RPOs, on those inside passes. Tough to defend.
Coming off the field for the Blue Jay, Dominic Gooseby. He gets a big slap on the helmet from Coach Kelly Beebe. Handoff. Taylor Phillips across the 20, 25 down at the 30. Clock rolling, 2:22. Stop momentarily until the chains can get set.
Couple minutes left to drain off of this clock until we get into the post game and then head back south and a little bit east. I'm very happy.
It's not the post game. It's a Terra Insure Group.
The Terra Insure Group post game. See, I don't like to make mistakes, so I'll let you go ahead and address those.
Younger brother Phillips there, stopped by Kaden Ward for the Blue Jays. He's getting some high fives from his teammates, a 1-yard loss. Tackle for loss for Kasten. Plainsman, 4 receivers set. 2nd down 11, 1:40 to play in this one. Handoff to Taylor Phillips, the younger brother of Will Phillips. He's a junior. Will Phillips a senior. As he takes it from the 28 to the 30, about a 2-yard pickup. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9. 90 seconds to go in this one. Guthrie 57, Enid 19. Stay tuned, Terry Insure Group post-game show. We'll have first half stats, scoring summary. We'll have a few plays, audio plays from this one as well.
Yeah, I might as well shut this baby down.
We do have a backup recording, so you can stop your recording.
Yes, and I don't see any markers, so I'm shutting her down.
That'd be good. Handoff on the right side, driven out of bounds. Going to be close to the 1st down marker. Oh, excuse me, going to be 2 or 3 yards shy. I thought they were going to mark it a little bit closer. So 4th down. Exactly 60 seconds to go. Again, Terry Insure Group post-game show. John Vance Motors scoring summary and Guthrie North Church player of the game. And we'll hear from head coach Kelly Beebe as well. And 4th down play, the Plainsmen looked like they were going to be stopped, but We will continue on here as they needed 3 and they pick up about 6 yards. So Plains will have another fresh set of downs and 51 seconds to work with.
We're about done with this one.
Allison in on the tackle for the Blue Jays. 1, maybe 2 plays left, I think.
Yeah.
Try to update you on some of the scores in the state as well. Some of the bigger games in week 0. Priest throws it. It's caught.
Watch out.
This one looks like it might go to the house.
CJ can run.
I forgot CJ. My bad. I forgot about CJ. CJ tracks him down inside the 15-yard line, and Enid's like, we just can't catch a break. I mean,
no, man. CJ came out like he was shot out of a cannon, didn't he?
I forgot CJ was still on the field.
CJ can run.
23 seconds in rolling. Sure, Enid stays with the passing game. Oh, they hand it off. Phillips bounces out to the 10 and pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Pickup of 8 yards. Second down, 2, clock stop 13.9. Some scores real quick. We can go to Bentonville West over Owasso in the fourth quarter, 34-21. Jones Longhorns over OCS. That's a final, 27-10. Perry in overtime takes down Fairview, 39-33. Deep in the fourth quarter, Poto leaves El Reno 24-19. Tellin Phillips gets the handoff. They'll get to the 3-yard line, and Enid will call a timeout with 7.5 seconds. So they'll look to get into the end zone one more time. Hominy taking down Holbert in the third quarter, 46-35. Plainview leads Elgin in the fourth quarter, 26-9. Crescent Tigers made the state championship last year, ranked number 8 in Class A football. They are hosting Woodland tonight. And in the fourth quarter, about 3 minutes left, Crescent 39, Woodland 20. Of course, Crescent returns.
They can still score.
They got Hunter Bowers back at quarterback, and Phil. Crescent Tigers, I don't know if they're the best team this year in Class A. That might be the Miko Bulldogs, but they will be a tough task on their schedule this year.
They'll be a tough task. I'll tell you, Hunter Bowers is a real man. Everybody's glad the quarterback from Afton graduated, though, because that guy was an absolute freak.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
And I want to apologize. Shawnee is playing football tonight in 0 week. I don't know if that's changed from, I know they didn't do last year, but score there reporting they've taken on Choctaw. Score at halftime anyway was Shawnee 21, Choctaw 12. So I apologize for that earlier. Plainsmen will hand it off on the right side and do not get in. They will call another timeout. 2.9 seconds left, so I think we'll have our final play of the game no matter what happens on this next play, barring a penalty, which there's been plenty of.
Phillips get another carry. That's either going to, well, I think you have to kick the extra point even if there's no time on the clock. So this is either going to be the last play of the game or there will be one more extra point upcoming.
Shattuck, number 2 team, taking on number 1 team, Tipton. I mean, when you get an 8-man football, you have like number 1 versus number 2, and you think, oh, this can be awesome. 44-14. And Shattuck is the winner there.
That level, for that very reason, is not very interesting to follow.
Jinx defeats Bixby tonight, 28-14.
That's usually a close game.
And Broken Arrow at home takes down Tulsa Union, 33-10.
Wow, that means Union will win the state title then, I
guess. Fumble, and that's just the way it's going for Enid Plainsman. The final play is a fumble, and the Blue Jays on the road open up the season with a dominant 57-19 victory, and it wasn't close from the get-go, Casey.
Not close in any way, shape, or form. Total domination. This is the Guthrie football that we've grown to love over the years, isn't it?
Absolutely. Blue Jays win 57-19. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, it's the Terra Insure Group post-game show. Blue Jays win. Blue Jays win. This is Blue Jay Football on Hot 93.7 FM, KSBI.
Glenda here with Jim and our Red River Roofing crew. You've known us for 16 years of quality roofing services, and we are also proud installers of Diamond Coat pre-finished siding.
This quality wood siding product is scratch resistant, comes in custom color option, and will actually increase your home's resale value.
With a 30-year no-fade warranty, this siding is sure to impress.
Durability is number one, so choose a stylish exterior siding that will last.
Call today to boost your home's curb appeal with beautiful diamond coat siding. Visit us at redriverroofing.com.
Coming up next, it's the Terra Insure Group postgame show featuring stats, highlights, plays of the game, on-field interviews, and the player of the game.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
And we welcome you inside the Terra Insure Group postgame show with the Blue Jay offense, the Blue Jay defense, the Blue Jay special team dominated here tonight. The Enid Plainsman final score 57-19. Head coach Kelly Beebe meeting with his squad in between the 30 and 35 yard line, and it's going to be a happy drive back to Logan County tonight.
No doubt, you know, especially after the way it went last year when he went home so dejected after this Enid game. Even whenever Will Phillips didn't get to play most of the game, it wasn't real competitive. To come back the next year with a healthy Will Phillips and dominate the game, that's a statement not only to everybody else in the state of Oklahoma, but I think to some of these kids too, that hey, this is a legit team that can make some noise.
Absolutely. We're inside the Terra Insure Group postgame show. Glad to have you on this Friday night. Of course, TIG located 2403 South Division. Good buddy Seth Robbins, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oaks do a great job. I mean, outside of all the insurance things that they do, from your cars to earthquakes to anything, RV camper, all that good stuff. They are Blue Jays through and through.
No doubt.
And it is good to have them once again for the TIG postgame show all season long. And it's a good one here tonight. Again, the Blue Jays win it by a final score of 57-19. And I don't think anybody saw this one coming.
Not even the Guthrie coaches.
Yeah.
I don't think if you'd have told them they're going to win 57-13, is that what it was? 19, they had just not laughed, but I know Coach Beebe would say, well, I'd like it to be, more of a defense again, that kind of deal.
10-3.
Sure, I mean, you can't foresee something like this.
Yeah, the turnovers were huge for Enid.
And penalties.
And penalties were huge.
But those were all caused. Those were created by that Guthrie defense.
Those were caused, and then the Guthrie offense, drove down the field a couple times, put some nice touchdowns together. Great play calling on Coach Mick's part,
no
too.
Doubt.
So
no doubt.
It was a tremendous game plan going in, well executed, took advantage of the other team's misfortunes.
Those are their problems.
That's their problem. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And you know what? We've talked enough. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to hear from head coach Kelly Beebe, as well as our Guthrie North Church player of the game. All that coming up. By the way, that player of the game is a senior. Will come up after this timeout. This is the Terra Insure Group post-game show.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oaks, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
After this, we bring you more from the stadium as the Terra Insure Group postgame show continues.
I'm Brian Terkel with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Welcome back. Terra Insure Group post-game show where the Blue Jays win it big time over the Enid Plainsmen. Final score 57-19. Diamond formation in the backfield, hand off to Will Phillips, and that one stuffed. He fumbles the football, picked up by Kaufman. He's at the near side, 30, midfield, 45-40 to the 35-30. He's going to scoop and score for the second defensive score. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Touchdown, Calvin Kaufman. Strike up the Guthrie High School band. One of many defensive scores tonight for the Blue Jays. There were some offensive scores as well, and we are now joined by one of those big playmakers tonight for the Blue Jays as we go downstairs with Phil Nichols with tonight's Guthrie North Church Player of the Game.
There was senior Brody Hinkle. Brody, great job. 5 receptions, 80-some yards, touchdown. 2 big recoveries on onside kicks. We're having some technical problems here, guys, so I'm going to turn my headset over to Brody so you guys can ask him a few questions. A great game, Brody.
Brody, Coach Porter up here in the booth, and, you know, from the very get-go, just the confidence that you played with Jaxon Waddell, a young man that you played multiple sports with for such a long period of time. You guys just carried yourself with an amount of confidence tonight that really came through.
Yeah, Jackson's one of my really good friends, and this year we just got that connection, and we've really been clicking this year, so I'm glad with how the turnout was.
When you talk about coming on the road here at Enid, you have Will Phillips. He's made some quotes to the media throughout the week. How, you know, after getting his leg hurt last year, he's looking for all the people that tackled him from a year ago. Lots of bulletin board material. Did that go into any of your motivation, or was it just the simple fact that you're playing football again?
Yeah, we heard about that a little bit. We didn't really let it bother us. We just played the best as we knew how. So played as a team.
Brody, what was it like? I mean, you guys dominated this one early and kept the pressure on Plainsman. It just had to be a fun night to be a senior football player for Guthrie.
Oh, it was. I was definitely happy.
And talk about setting, you know, obviously you're the player of the game. You played fantastically. You caught the ball, ran your routes well, especially off of those play-action RPOs. But talk about what it was like watching your defense with the scoop and scores and the pick sixes. That, I know you're a #1 team player. That had to be fun for you to watch, didn't it?
It was seeing all my buddies just making pick sixes, scooping scores. I had a really good time.
You know, football is about playing with energy and positive momentum, positive energy. It just seemed like from the time that you guys stepped on the field, everything was positive energy tonight, was it not?
Oh, it was for sure, 100%.
What's it like?
Really helped us out.
Hey, Brody, what's it like to? Usually school's back in, and then we were playing football, and there's no school. Is it kind of a little bit of a different feel for you?
Yeah, it's definitely different. But this morning, Coach Beebe had 20 or 25 of us come up to the field house at about 9 o'clock, and we ate burritos from Sonic, watched a little bit of film, and then everybody else was up there at 2:30. So that definitely helped us get out of bed and wake up and get ready for this game.
All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes, Brody, and let's talk about the play, man. You know, you had that little trick play with Josh Raines throwing the ball to you, and you were wide open. Take us through that whole thing.
Well, we've been working on that play all week, and I just couldn't wait till they called it. And whenever they called it, I was just like, all right, here's my chance. And that ball felt like it was in the air forever.
Just a routine fly ball, right?
Right.
Well, Brody, congratulations on being the Guthrie North Church Player of the Game for the first one out. Be sure Hetty's going to find you. I promise he's going to find you and get you a gift certificate. So congratulations. Great start to the year, and we'll see you next week inside the Rock for the first game of the season at home.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, guys, Brody had a great game. He's got the most spectacular hair I've ever seen, though.
It's pretty good, especially next to yours.
Is he a lover or fighter, Phil?
I think he's a lover.
Okay.
Well, there you go, Brody Hinkle, tonight's Guthrie North Church Player of the Game. take a timeout here. We've still got plenty to go, including head coach Kelly Beebe. After this timeout, this is Guthrie Bluejay Football.
Hello, Blue Jay family. I'm Pastor Hetty. I want to invite you to North Church Guthrie, where you can expect fun, Bible-centered kids and student ministries, life-giving groups, engaging worship, and powerful messages. I would love to see you and your family at North Church Guthrie this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. at Guthrie Upper Elementary School, where our vision is to love God, love people, and follow Jesus. And remember, God loves you, and go win.
Don't go away. More of the Terra Insure Group postgame show in a moment.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Terra Insure Group postgame show rolls on here in Enid, Oklahoma. Blue Jays open up the year in a dominant manner. Final score 57-19 over the Enid Plains.
Did the Blue Jays field a defense tonight?
But we're going to have our John Vance Motor scoring summary here, and I don't know if we can go through every single one of those. But what we end up winning with, we have 3 pick sixes
and 2 scoops
and scores. So the John Vance Motor scoring summary would take about 8 hours to go through, but we'll go through.
Hey,
that.
We have time. Well, who's our producer back in studio?
Daryl.
We might as well just indoctrinate Daryl the right way into Guthrie football, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. But Guthrie jumped out to a 7-0 first quarter lead, and then in the second quarter erupted for 29 points to take a 36-6 halftime lead. And then right out of the gates, 56 seconds into it, a 71-yard interception return by Terkel Williams made it a 43-6 ball game. And then Guthrie increased their lead 50-13 after an 81-yard touchdown, 57-13, a 74-yard interception return by J.D. Coonfield.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was just one of many scores tonight for the Blue Jays, both defensively and offensively.
Yeah, it was a night where Guthrie just had their way. I mean, every time Enid would take one step forward, then the Blue Jays would take 2 steps back away from them. It was just dominating all the way up and down.
While we wait, Coach Kelly Beebe join us. If we can get Craig to just kind of go over some of the game stats real quick, we can get that portion of our show out of the way, and then we can get to Coach Beebe here in just a matter of moments.
Well, looking at these total offense numbers, you would think Enid dominated this football game. 480 yards of total offense for Enid compared to Guthrie's 196. Enid running 70 plays, Guthrie 43. 6.9 yards per play for Enid, 4.6 for Guthrie. 311 yards through the air to 125. 169 yards on the ground compared to 71. But you look at the other numbers. Penalties, Blue Jays, 7 penalties for 60 yards, which of course no coach is going to like, but you look across the way, 11 penalties for 80 yards for Enid, which were just devastating. Turnover-wise, 6 turnovers for Enid, 1 for the Blue Jays, and that was the difference in the game.
And here, final score 57-19. We've now got head coach Kelly Beebe in our. Ready? Are we ready, Phil? All right, let's do it. Let's bring in the head coach of the Guthrie Blue Jays, Kelly Beebe, and let's go downstairs with Phil Nichols.
Guys, I'm here with head football coach Kelly Beebe. Coach, great way to start the season. Obviously, I think, we were just talking. I think it's the best performance we've seen in the last couple of years. Of course, talked about that McGinnis game last year. Great ball game. We came out on the wrong end on that, but we played exceptionally well against the future state championship team. Just walk us through the game. Kind of what do you take away from this?
First of all, I appreciate you guys coming out and covering us. You do an outstanding job for our kids and our community. I talked to our boys right over here by the stands before we went out, and I said, guys, the first game, it typically comes down to penalties, turnovers, the kicking game, and conditioning. And and I feel like that we won those 4 phases of the game. Obviously, the turnover game, I think Phil just said we had 5 defensive touchdowns. Came up with a goal line stand here at the end of the ball game. You know, penalty-wise, they had multiple penalties in the first half that took away momentum and took away positive plays for them. You know, and in the kicking game, you know, we tried to kick it in the end zone the first couple times, and then David was outstanding at pooch punting and forcing that fair catch, allowing us to get the ball on the 24 instead of the 40. Little things like that. I know that we gathered up 2 onside kicks. Our snaps were good. You know, all those kind of things. Conditioning-wise, you know, I had some defensive guys get tired, but I don't know that we didn't run maybe 90 plays of defense tonight. I haven't looked yet.
70, yeah.
We ran 70 plays of defense against an outstanding tailback. I mean, that Phillips kid's a real deal. Whether he had blocking, didn't have blocking, you know, I don't know that we tackled him more than once for a gain of less than 3 or 4. So those components, I felt like we came out and did what we needed to do. Still obviously not in game shape. I felt like we were in better shape than Enid at all positions except for their tailback. And so I was real pleased with that. I thought the coaches did an outstanding job of calling the game and managing it. You know, when it's 50-13, you know, and they're still throwing it and handing it to their stud, it gets real. You know, and we tried to be classy at the end of the game, and and then they didn't. You know, and I've been on both sides of that. You guys know that in the last couple of years. So we were trying to be aware of that. Just proud of the coaches and the kids, the way they handled themselves and the way they played together as a team, and they played with a lot of energy and a lot of want-to.
You mentioned playing with a lot of energy and a lot of want-to, Coach. It just seemed like from the time your kids got off the bus today, the energy they had was all positive energy. You know, sometimes you can have energy, but it's too much and it goes in the wrong direction. But it just seemed like your kids had a belief in the game plan that was put in place, from the preparation that they had put in, and just the energy they came off with the bus was positive all night.
Well, I tell you, I was second guessing myself for 45 minutes whenever I did not have shoulder pads on when we first came out. But I thought, you know, we're a tough team. I feel like we're a tough team. We lift weights in the summer with no air conditioning in the metal building. We run them to death. Coach Harmon, I got to brag on Coach Harmon right now. The job he did outside with Coach Rice and the conditioning part of our program this year was just outstanding. And then Coach Sanders in the weight room. But I just said, guys, listen, I just want to see you play 48 minutes as hard as you can play. And let's just see where we're at. You know, let's see where we're at. They're not giving away a district championship. They're not giving away district points. They're not giving away playoff spots. You know, let's just see where we're at. But they are giving away stepping stones to building this team for the long haul. So, you know, that was kind of the mindset we had. We had a good week of preparation and came over here. And, guys, and we had some good things happen to us tonight. You know, they gave us some things, and we capitalized on it. And we took advantage of it, and that's been Guthrie football. It's been a trademark of it for a long time. So just can't brag on the coaches and the kids enough.
5 defensive scores tonight. Of course, we saw 5 defensive scores last year against Piedmont, all those being interceptions. But, you know, I thought, you know, on top 14-0, and I thought Coach Mick dialed up a tremendous double pass, and Brody was wide. I mean, unbelievable. And I think that got everyone's attention, like, okay, this might be Guthrie's night.
I think that was one that the offensive coaches spent a lot of time thinking, you know, that was going to be good if we got the right situation running. And, of course, it was sudden change. And that was beautiful, kind of broke it open. It was a fun night. You know, we haven't had a lot of fun nights in that regard, as well as the opponent we're playing. To get a win like this meant a lot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not a Northwest Classroom. It is a 6A big opponent with a Division I tailback. So very positive there. A lot of things to work on. Obviously, we'll get on film. Things are going to be as good as we thought. Things ain't going to be quite as bad as we thought. But I just want the guys to stay together as a family, as a brotherhood, as a team, be accountable to each other, and just go 1 week at a time, just go play.
Well, Coach, you got lightning to your north, and I know it's going to be a happy ride home, so we're going to let you go.
Fellas, I do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Head coach Kelly Beebe on the Terra Insure Group post-game show. Blue Jays win it by a final score of 57-19. With that, we'll take our final timeout. Come back and wrap it up from Enid, Oklahoma. This is a Terra Insure Group post-game show.
When it comes to Guthrie Bluejay athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
Final thoughts from the stadium are ahead on the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
When garage door problems occur, don't call a kind of service company or maybe a repair guy. Call Paul Creed at A-Team Overhead Door. Paul owns and operates his company and has over 15 years of experience in residential and commercial overhead door service. Paul provides all garage door services from repairs to installations. With free estimates, Paul will work with you to decide the best possible solution for your garage door or opener problems. Call A-Team Overhead Door today, 405-642-7065.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oaks, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
Welcome back. Final time here in Enid, Oklahoma on the Terra Insure Group post-game show. Blue Jays win it tonight over the Enid Plainsmen, 57-19. Blue Jays 1-0. They'll be back home. They'll be home for the first time as they take on the Shawnee Wolves. Last saw the Shawnee Wolves were defeating the Choctaw Yellow Jackets. It'll be a fun Friday night. Good to see Guthrie, Shawnee going back against each other inside the Rock. It's always fun inside the Rock.
Tried to get a game with them in baseball again this year. Couldn't quite match up dates with districts and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So couldn't quite get that done, but I always love playing Shawnee. It's such a classy rivalry.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And they don't have Eli Davis and Jake Taylor and all those guys now, so it might be a little bit funner to play. Although they're still pretty good.
They are still pretty good, and the football program is getting better and better.
Yep.
I don't think they're to the elite status, but it will be a tough game for the Blue Jays next week. It'll be two coaching staffs that are familiar with each other, so it'll be a good old 5A barn burner. So it should be a good one. Hopefully you can join us. Go to the game, take your headsets, and listen to the broadcast here on 93.7 FM KSBI. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun night all the way around. Blue Jays, again, 5 defensive scores as they really just took it to Enid Plainsman early and often, and win it here tonight to go 1-0.
Is that a wrap?
That is a wrap. A big thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. Again, you've been listening to them all night long with our commercials. They are the reason why we are here. Without them, none of this happens. I cannot say enough about them. Got a great group of sponsors this year, and we'll hear from them all season long. So a big thank you to all of you sponsors out there for allowing us to cover Guthrie Bluejay football and to allowing people around the globe to take in Guthrie football. Big thank you to Daryl Jones back in our Stillwater studio, keeping us going on the FM airways. Appreciate him on the first broadcast together with him. Appreciate that. Of course, big thank you to all the coaches and players throughout the week for allowing their time to us. And so a big thank you for Phil Nichols down on the sideline, Kel Evans on top with the camera, and of course Craig Fleck with all the stats and numbers, all that good stuff. For my partner Casey Porter, I'm Chris Evans. We'll talk to you next week when the Shawnee Wolves come to town inside the Rock. 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:30 with the pregame show right here on 93.7 FM KSBI. Until then, have a great night, great weekend, and as always, go Blue Jays.
You've been listening to Guthrie Bluejay Football, home of the 4-time state champions on the Guthrie Radio Network. Guthrie Football 2018 is brought to you by Interbank, strengthening our communities through community banking. Golden Chick, the original and still the best. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. John Vance Auto Group, where it's comfortable to buy a car. Guthrie North Church. Love God, love people, follow Jesus. Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Your life is our life's work. And Eskridge Chevrolet, a name you can trust for over 50 years. Guthrie Bluejay Football is also brought to you by F&M Bank, Guthrie Tag Agency, A-Team Overhead Door, Nelson Monument Company, Hayes Funeral Home, Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33, Red River Roofing, and Merritt Roberts Farm Bureau, Oklahoma.